Well, hello everybody. Happy Saturday. A rare episode of RNG Gaming, and today we're doing a top 5 dedicated to our most anticipated games coming out in 2026. Joining me today are a few of my friends. One of them is having a little tech issues, so hopefully he'll be able to hop on in a bit. But we gave him enough time to kind of get going here, and we just said we got to start. But I'm pretty sure he'll be able to join us. And first, we'll introduce everyone that's joining us today. We'll start with the man that hasn't been around in quite a bit, but also a friend of ours, Mr. Insidious Bliss. How are you doing, sir?
Well, I just went out for a pack of cigarettes. What are you saying?
Well, just unlike my dad, you came back, so there you
go. I'm doing well.
And the Newports are rare.
That's right. Gotta get that menthol.
Yeah, that's doing good. You're doing great. That's wonderful to hear. I was watching a little bit of your stream today with the company boys while I was doing all this stuff on the computer. What were you guys playing today?
Played 2 different games. One of it was Dead Zone Rogue, which is a first-person shooter, rogue light, I guess I should say. And then we played Mimesis, which is it's kind of like one of those stream biddy type games where you're going in trying to loot something, but it has like this AI that like copies your voice, starts imitating your friend's behavior. So you can't tell whether it's your friends you're talking to or the AI. So that one is super stress inducing, raises my blood pressure, but man, oh man, does it make for some funny moments.
That actually sounds really creepy, honestly.
Yeah,
it does get super creepy. Like when you're surrounded and you're alone and all you're hearing are Paul and DJ talking to you, saying nonsense, it is freaking mind blowing. It is the craziest thing.
So it's just
I'm actually very curious about that game. That's wild.
So it's like when you're actually hanging out with them. It's just Paul and DJ talking around you.
Exactly. Yeah, because like Paul does something where you just always yelling at him, but he sounds like AI anyways. So Paul's just saying whatever. And like there was one time where I was just going to try to go get a little bit more loot. So I go in, open the door, and there staring me is one of those like mimics. And all it says in Paul's voice is, "Yo quiero Taco Bell." I was like, no, I'm out. Okay.
It's like, this is something real Paul would say.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, you know what?
Paul would say he loves Gene and Jude's.
Yeah, he would.
What I was gonna say was I've been listening to a lot of these creepy pasta, like AI generated voices that just read everything off Reddit of like horror stuff. And ironically enough, one of them was a mimic story too that actually was pretty good. Most of them are just shit, but this one was actually pretty decent. But yeah, that's just what it made me remind me of. And we got Mr. JM the Elite Fan joining us, saying, "Hail, gentlemen, hail to you, brother. Hope you're having a good day."
Yo.
Hey.
And since we're on to our second guest now, our friend of the show and friend in real life, Mr. Metal Shred Freak, or as I lovingly call him by his real name, Mr. Fernando. How are you doing, buddy?
Yo, what's good?
Yeah,
Just happy to be here. Getting a little bit of a stretch, freshly showered, got my workout in, got some chores done around the house. Not exactly the sort of thing that I kind of want to do on a weekend, but it needed to be done, so we're good. We thugging.
There's nothing wrong with that. You have also been streaming Metroid Prime 4. How have you been enjoying that game? I've actually been curious because I think I asked you a question, but I never, like, either you get distracted or you don't answer it fully.
Oh, well, I didn't know to what depth, but so like I've actually been enjoying the game a lot, and it's like where I'm at so far, it's like it feels like there's still a lot of potential to it, and I don't know which direction it's going to go yet. But so far, I mean, it's been a little bit slow because this game does seem to have a lot more points where it focuses on you like exploring, and there seems to be like a lot of moments that are very low action, and it's just mostly you like going around trying to figure out like how to progress and all that. And then suddenly shit just kind of hits the fan, and then it just kind of has like this weird like rhythm to it. But like I've been enjoying it a lot so far. It's actually a lot more relaxing than I was expecting for it to be. Because I don't know, Metroid games to me are kind of like there's been a couple of points where I was getting a little annoyed, but that's just mostly me wanting to fly through it because that's just how I am.
Right.
And then when there's a thing that I cannot figure out in 2 seconds, I'm just like, this game is bullshit.
I know that feeling all too well. We got Tumaha joining us over on Twitch saying, hello, what up, Mr. RNG? What are you doing, Tumaha?
Yo, what's good?
I hope you're having a good night over there. Yeah. So like I said before, we were supposed to be joined by another friend, Mr. the Grim Blade, but he is having some minor tech issues, which is kind of funny because he's like the PC guy of the group. So I feel like it's kind of funny that, of course, he's the one that has the most tech issues tonight, and not me,
Right.
the Luddite, who has no fucking clue what to do with technology. So hopefully he will be joining us. He might be joining us by phone, so his audio quality might be a little bit of a problem, but hopefully everyone can bear with that as we go down our list here. So, to begin the show, like I said, top 5 most anticipated games of 2026. We're going to be showing everyone trailers for these games, talking about our thoughts, what our history with the series is, if it's a new IP, why we're excited for it, and so on and so forth like that. So this show is also going to be very visual heavy. Excuse me, so everyone can see what the hell we're talking about. Video games are a visual medium, so what better way to sell a product than show it off, obviously. But also, we're going to be talking about a few of our honorable mentions, but we're not going to be showing those off. We're just going to be reminding people, hey, you know, these games exist, and so on and so forth. It is hard for me to come up with 5 games for next year. I was joking, and a few of us, I think, were talking about this before the shows. There's just so much stuff coming out. Like, we had to double check to see if it was even in this launch window for 2026. Some stuff was announced for 2027, and, you know, some stuff is just like, well, do I want to talk about this one? Because I only have 5 shots. So that's why we got some honorable mentions, and we figured we'd just get them out of the way first. So, Bliss, we'll go with you. What are some of your honorable mentions that you'd like to talk about?
Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you what. And those who see my little PNG tuber thing could probably guess the games that I'm going to be talking about. But I'll start off with one where I actually probably said like I was done with Vampire Survivor games this year, but then I saw the Warhammer 40K Survivors and they pulled me back in. My gosh, anything Warhammer, I am there. The Vampire Survivor, I think I'll actually kind of fit well. Like I'm excited to see like how they integrate all of the different factions within Warhammer. Because depending on, I mean, they can have all their expansion packs, include a lot of that stuff, and have them play very differently. So I am ready to go walk around and basically have the computer shoot for me.
All right, cool. Is that the only game you're excited about in the coming out too? Are you interested in that new Total War 40K?
That's on my other honorable mentions. So yes, as soon as I've been waiting for them to do Warhammer Total War 40K for a long time.
Yeah.
Like the Total War series has always been it's like fascinating to me. I always try to play it, and then I always kind of like just get checked out because it's very hard for me to fully understand what's going on in those games. But it is one as a cooperative game. It's definitely been one on my list to play on the Company Boys. And now that they're finally diving into the sci-fi, the one that I actually really care about, like it's another one. Just there's so many factions they're gonna have. They start off, I think, with 4, which would be the Space Marines, of course, the Orcs, which is probably going to be Paul's favorite, the Eldar, and I forget what the other one was. But yeah, super excited to see what that turns out. You know, they're saying that it might be 2026, but more likely 2027. Yeah, I'm super excited for that one. And then there is one more on my list that is coming out this year, which would be Warhammer Mechanicus 2. I am super excited to see what that one is. Didn't quite make the top 5, but anything Warhammer, I'm there.
Alrighty. All right. Cool. Bliss, if you have more, we'll give you 1 second because we're going to bring in our last guest here. Mr. Grimblade is here. Hello, buddy.
Hey, it's working now.
Yay! He's alive, everyone.
Sick.
Welcome.
With his wizard parrot.
Believe it or not, I had monitor issues, microphone issues, and headphone issues.
Yeah, I was just joking about that. It's like the computer guy out of this entire group has issues with everything.
Well, I just got a new monitor, but anyway. So y'all are doing honorable mentions right now?
Yeah, we're on
Yep.
Bliss right now.
Just finished up.
Hey, are you done with you have no more honorable mentions, Bliss?
That's all for me.
All right, cool. Grim, we'll go to you now since we were waiting for you to join us. What do you have any honorable mentions that you wanted to talk about? I know you said this was hard for you to cut down.
Yeah, I've got about 14 of these.
Oh wow!
So
Rapid fire,
man.
man.
I'll skip through through some of them. I want to shout out some of the more obscure games that didn't quite make my list.
Sure.
Um, First off, Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement just barely missed my list. This is a prequel to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This is Igarashi, so this is the original creator of Castlevania. I think the Castlevania games don't get enough credit out of the Metroidvania subgenre, and I really enjoy in the Castlevania style games where they really play around with RPG mechanics, with level systems, and they allow you to break the game. Unlike modern Metroidvanias, you've got like Hollow Knight or similar types of games, which are more inspired by like the Souls games, where they're very difficult, and you really can't do much to modify the difficulty. You have to just get good. There's no sort of stat. There's very minor stat things that you can do or change your weapons. So, Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement. I didn't even realize this was coming out until I was looking up a list of games today. So I was like, oh, that's the number one that I wanted to shout out. And then I'll just go through a couple of the rest of these pretty quickly. The Blood of the Dawnwalker. It's a game from a former director on the Witcher games. It's basically a vampire hunter, The Witcher, which is pretty cool. Graphically, it looks phenomenal. Gameplay wise, in terms of combat, looks very Witcher 2. I'll skip this one because it might come up. Valor Mortis. It's sort of a horror immersive Sims sort of kind of game with blood and like blood guns, and like it's really cool. If you're into immersive Sims, that's one to check out. Beast of Reincarnation, I think, is just interesting to keep an eye on. That is a game from Game Freak, but it looks really good, like in terms of graphics, which is surprising. It's like, hey, that's the Pokemon people. But apparently, if you give them 6 years to make a game, they can actually make something impressive looking. And then the last one is Sea of Remnants. It's a free-to-play sort of MMO-esque sort of Sea of Thieves competitor.
Oh,
it looks
yeah,
really good, though.
I remember that at the Sony event.
That's right. But those are my honorable mentions. I hope that wasn't too much.
No, you're fine, man. We got plenty of time. If you were doing all 14, I'd be like, you got to rattle some of these off quick.
No, I just did 4. I figured I would shout out some of the lesser-known games.
Okay, pretty cool. Yeah, that Dawn of the Bloodwalker, is that what that was the name of the title, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
the Blood of the Dawnwalker.
Blood of the Dawnwalker. Okay, I had dyslexia. Sorry. Yeah, that game actually did look pretty cool, and I can't wait to check it out, especially because I like vampire games. Sadly, Redfall did not scratch that itch of vampire goodness for me.
Yeah, same.
But you know what's kind of funny? So I was listening to a podcast recently, and someone said the new Vampire Masquerade game reminded them of Ghostwire Tokyo, and I was like, you have my interest now, because I really like Ghostwire Tokyo, so I'm kind of curious to check that out. All right then, thank you, Grim. We're gonna go now to you, Mr. Fernando. What are your honorable mentions?
I don't have that many. So I try to keep it down because one of them is actually a game that you probably wouldn't expect me to point out right away, because I don't play Grand Theft Auto, never have. But GTA 6, I'm kind of waiting for, because if I do decide, I've been kind of getting the itch to play it. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait for 6. I'll just wait for that to come out, because I got so much other stuff to play right now. And then by the time that comes out, I'll be like, you know what? I think that'll be like a good little thing for me to like, okay, I'm gonna try something new here. So like it's usually not at all the type of game that I play because you've seen I play more like Metroidvania type of games or even more like strategy, tactics, cards, that kind of shit. So to me, it's like playing with like GTA. It's like I haven't played any of the other ones yet, but I just kind of been getting the itch to. So
Okay.
once this new one comes out, I'm gonna be like, all right, this is gonna be the entry point here. And
Yep.
then another honorable mention that I have, I didn't want to include it in the main because it's a remake of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. It's one of the Prince of Persia games that I have not played. I played Warrior Within and Two Thrones, but not Sands of Time. So when this remake comes out, I'm just gonna play that remake. And then another one was actually this is not a full game; it's actually just DLC that was announced for the end of January for The Last Faith, which that was actually one that I immediately thought of when Grim was talking about the Metroidvanias, how like they do like the Souls like thing instead of there's no real level up to try to get you to give you an edge when you're struggling at a point. Well, Last Faith is both of those because it's a combination of Blasphemous and Bloodborne. So it is a Souls game, but also has like the level up system and all that stuff. So it's kind of a fun hybrid of those two. So that's been a game that I've been loving a lot. So when I found out there's DLC coming out for it, I'm just like, oh, we goonin' boys.
Nice. I'm gonna have to check that out. I've had that on my wish list for a while, waiting on a sale. But
It's on sale now
hey,
because of the new DLC announcement. Now it's I think I forgot what I think it's for like $13 or something like that.
Yeah, and also it's the end of the year sale, so a lot of stuff's actually on sale right now.
Point.
So, yeah, okay, cool, very cool, Fernando. For me, I will keep it relatively brief. We did a whole deep dive in this game on one of our weekly news update shows, and that is Mouse PI. Looks pretty damn cool. The devs themselves broke it all down into this very detailed game, and we made a joke about it being like Nazi mice, and then Nazi mice appeared in the game, and we're like, okay, now we're in. So that was kind of fun.
I was dying watching that whole thing with the shrews.
Yeah. We couldn't believe it. We're like, oh my goodness, the meme came to existence. But that
He
game looks
manifested the meme.
exactly. That game looks really damn good, especially if you're looking for a nice boomer shooter like game with some detective and RPG elements on it. I think light RPG elements. So wanted to shout that one out. Forza Horizon 6 finally being announced for launching this upcoming year and finally being set in Japan. We've all been waiting for that if you're a Forza Horizon fan. I almost wanted to show that game off as one of my most anticipated, but it was only a teaser trailer, so I kind of want to see a full thing before I give it a more full-throated endorsement. Next up, the new Plague's Tale game, Resonance. That was announced earlier this year as well, but it was basically just a very, very minor, teaser trailer, and I'm a big fan of the Plague's Tale series, so can't wait to see more of that one. And then the one game that actually missed my top 5, but it was just announced last week, so I decided that's the only reason why I wanted to cut it. Control, the Control sequel, I forget the full by name for that. Finally getting announced that we're getting the sequel for next year. So, that will be one of my most anticipated games for next year as well. But like I said, it just was announced at the Game Awards last week, so I decided to cut it from this list. Okay, now let's get on to the actual meat of the show. Who wants to go first? All right,
I
Grim
guess I can.
does.
all right, Bliss does. Don't,
All right.
don't everyone jump at once. All right, shit. All right, Bliss, what is your first game?
Number 5, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. This game is slated to come out March 12th. It's from Saber Interactive, the devs of Space Marine 2, Mud Runner, and SnowRunner. And I think, usually like some of these zombie games, I know we've come from like years of just having way too many. But I think the timing's right. It looks kind of like a cross of like Space Marine 2. They've got driving sequences and like pulling yourself out of the mud like the Snow Runner and Mud Runner games,
Yeah.
and then with a little bit of like Left 4 Dead mixed in. So I think that looks fantastic. That's kind of the thing that we like to feature on the Company Boys. Looks like it'll make for some real stupid moments, and that kind of just came out of nowhere for me. So hopefully, I know John Carpenter is a gamer himself, but he's getting kind of old. So we'll see what Mr. Carpenter has left in the tank.
All right, gentlemen, let's watch this trailer and then we'll talk more about it after it's done. So this is about 1:12. And let me know if I need to adjust the volume.
Next step, improvise.
This is not how right there works!
You see my new toy?
Liar, liar! Zombie hunt!
Best power ever! Oopsie!
They're wrecking our ride!
Could use some help now.
I need some first. Can you all please cover me?
Whatever works.
Saber and focus home. You know,
Yep.
that's pretty damn interesting.
So,
Go on.
I was gonna say that's a good combo. This is a Left 4 Dead like?
Yeah, from what I can tell, just from the trailer.
Yeah, definitely. You know what this game reminds me a little bit of? Did you guys? I know you didn't play it, Fernando, but Bliss, Grim, did you guys play Pacific Drive?
I did.
I watched a playthrough of it though.
Yeah, it gave me a little bit of the little car mechanics in there. Gave me a little bit of Pacific Drive, and you know, when I see Focus Home and I see Saber, I ironically enough, I think quality, and I'm really interested to see what Saber's doing. Saber is putting out so much shit. How big is their studio? I wonder. I gotta look that up. But yeah, someone talk while I look this up.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like looking at it, it looks like basically it took like some of the Space Marine engine, like when you're doing the hordes in there and all of that shooting, and then they just mixed it in with the driving that the mud runner, like getting stuck in the mud and having to pull yourself out. So I don't know, just that the humor, the kind of feel of like the campy '80s horror movie, just I don't know, it hits all the right notes for me.
Yeah, I was looking this up. Saber has 20 studios worldwide, so that explains why they're able to put out so much output. Because I know Saber is also leading up the development for that new Jurassic Survivor game, which was announced and had like a giant deep dive about it, and then just disappeared into the ether, and I don't know where it went. But yeah, that game does look pretty fun. Like you said, it did give me a little bit of the Space Marine 2 vibes with how the Horde moves. If I recall correctly, the same mechanic was used in World War Z, so it seems they're getting a lot of use out of that engine, especially with this one.
I agree.
Fernando, you got something to say like you would like to add to it?
So one of the things I wanted to mention, and this is 100% a me problem, where I struggle to like to make a part when it's part where it's like a cutscene versus like when there's actual gameplay where like I don't know like which parts are like a cutscene and which part is you know, like the telltale ones where you have to like do the quick time event or something while there's something like going on. So like sometimes I struggle to tell apart which one is which. So like obviously like it was obvious to me when you have like the first person, you know, going up against one of the zombies that was like up in his face and he's shooting lightning and stuff. So like that's like okay, that's gameplay. But there were like a couple of other ones where they're like hitching one of the vehicles and stuff like that. I couldn't tell if it was you controlling it or if you're watching a cutscene. So that's why I kind of got a bit of a brain fog on there.
Yeah, and that one is really like the Mud Runner and Snow Runner. The hitching mechanic specifically is kind of from that. So I would anticipate that as gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're showing off a teaser, it's like if it's not a real big video gameplay breakdown, I just assume it's going to be bits of gameplay and mostly just the cutscenes that they're willing to show off.
Right.
But what did you think about it overall with that presentation? Did it make you interested in playing that game?
Definitely curious because it reminded me of like a at least the parts that I saw where you're like killing the zombies. It looked like a zombie version of when we were playing Exoprimal, sort of, minus the except first person, and look, there was a lot more melee. It looked like. So it's like, okay, so it's like a more gory, less cartoony version of that.
Yeah, I know it looked a lot better than when we tried to play Left 4 Dead with some other people.
Don't remind me.
Oh yeah, trust me. Grim, do you have any closing thoughts about it?
Yeah, I'd heard about this game when they first announced it. I think it was an Xbox or PlayStation. It was like a cinematic trailer. Didn't really tell us much about the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it only really came on my radar here pretty recently, actually, like right around the time of the Game Awards. And I was looking through like upcoming games that could be showing up at the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm.
I found this, and I don't know. It looks pretty good. It looks like a fun time. It's something like the kind of game I might play with my girlfriend. One thing I noted, because I pulled up the Steam page for this game, it notes that there are multiple maps that'll be done in sequence, so that sort of falls in line with Warhammer 40K. Also, there's semi-open maps, so I don't know how much more open that's going to be than the somewhat linear maps of 40K. Also, it notes that, or it talks a lot about how you're going on a ride. So I assume that the car mechanics will actually be a pretty big part of the game, and it specifically calls out tools like the winches. So
Yeah.
I feel like that winch is actual gameplay, that clip from the trailer there.
Okay. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I don't really have too much to say about it other than maybe I'll buy it if somebody else is like really interested in playing, or they need a fourth, and I could be that fourth. But it's not going to be high up on my list of games that I am looking forward to. It doesn't look like a bad game. It just looks like it's mostly a co-op game, and it all depends on if I have people who willingly want to play it. Bliss, do you have closing thoughts before we move on to someone else?
No, I think that's fair. But obviously, since I have a co-op channel, I mean, I'm real interested in co-op games. I love the stuff that Saber does. So I don't know. It just strikes all the right notes for me.
Yeah, Saber is a really damn good dev, and I'm looking. Every time I see Saber, I'm getting more and more excited about what Saber will produce, because they haven't let me down yet. So hopefully that streak continues as we go forward. Okay, Grim, we're gonna go with you next. Then, what is the first game you would like to show off?
Okay, this is a boring pick, I suppose, but I'm sure somebody's going to be like, "Really, that's your number 5?" Fable.
Fable.
So again, Fable. This is a game that would probably be higher up on my list if we really knew more about it. We've only really seen very mild teases at what this game is. We know Playground Games, developers of Forza Horizon series. They're pretty well known, well regarded studio, and they seem to be doing something similar to what Guerrilla did at PlayStation when they switched from Killzone over to the Horizon, also Horizon Zero Dawn. So they did a complete switch in sort of gameplay. I think one thing that gives me some hope, whereas some people are sort of worried that they might not make a transition between genres well, is they're based in the UK, and a lot of the same developers involved in Lionhead have become involved with Playground. They actually also opened a second studio specifically to work on Fable.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Fable speaks for itself. If you played it back in the OG Xbox and the 360, these games are sort of they take a British sort of sense of humor and apply it to a RPG light game. We don't know what direction Playground's going to take it. I assume they'll have more modern gameplay enhancements, but The very few snippets that we have seen of the game, we know it's going to be a looker, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see gameplay. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be getting gameplay here in about 2 or 3 weeks. Xbox is doing a
Developer Direct.
developer direct. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
So we can look forward to seeing more gameplay, hopefully, and it's supposed to release next year. So
All right. Well, we'll get watching this trailer, but first, let's shout out Mr. Ando saying hello. Hello, Ando. Thank you for stopping by. And this is an old trailer. I want to say it was from 2 Xbox showcases ago. I don't think it was part of the recent one, but this is the most recent trailer. It's about 2 minutes and 43 seconds. So let's give it a watch, Salary, real quickly. It's playing. Okay, good.
Oh, right. You. So, you want to know all about heroes, do you? Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery. Cheers. I mean, sure, you get your mega fans,
You are like literally my favourite person.
your haters,
It's like a fan club, but we hate you.
your chancers, and the occasional giant toad, for some reason. But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
You thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, isn't it? Really stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young and you have a point to prove. I tell you, this kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent, the power. She was something else, all right. She was terrifying. So, yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey. She's back.
I'm going to fix it. This place.
Okay, that was
And no one is going to stand in my way.
the Fable teaser trailer. And it said there it was supposed to actually come out this year, but they delayed it for another year from when I last looked at it. And as Grim said earlier, I am excited about the studio because I love Playground games because I'm a huge Forza Horizon fan. But on top of that, he did say also that they opened up a new studio, and they not only just had Lionhead devs that they hired, they also hired people that worked at Rocksteady, they hired people that worked at CD Projekt Red, they hired people that worked at Ninja Theory and other studios that came over as well. Who are I also IDOS Montreal is helping with the development of this game too, as well as a support studio. So a lot of cool collaborative efforts and talent has went into the studio. I'm a big fan of the Fable series for the first 2 games. Number 3 is one of my most hated games, but we're not here to dwell on that. But I would like to go over to Bliss. Bliss, what did you think about that?
I'm excited for Fable. I would say though, like, my excitement is in check. Obviously, Fable has a long history of promising a lot and not delivering on those. But still, like, I thought all of the games, even 3, like, I had fun with it. But I think it's kind of interesting this time around. Everything is real kind of tight to the chest, but we'll see what happens and see what they come out with.
Yeah, it helps when you don't have known con artist Peter Molyneux going out there and over delivering, over promising and under delivering.
Man has passion.
He does
just
have
needs talent to go with it.
Look, I did a whole show about Peter Molyneux because I found out he did a giant interview back in the day, and he was like even scamming people before he got into gaming. He's always been a piece of shit. That's what we learned. He was using his family as slave labor. He admitted to that, and he was like smiling about it too. So it's pretty funny. I gotta say this. I am curious to see what a new Fable will be. It kind of has a lot of those patented trademark, English humor and English storytelling all over it. I could tell, like Grim said. So I am curious. I want to know how this game is going to play. It looks like they have some in-engine gameplay spattered in there with a little ominous storytelling. But I will have to wait and see how it finally looks and what kind of route they're going with. Because, like I said, they got Ninja Theory devs, they got Rocksteady devs, and I'm very curious to see what the end result will be.
I didn't know that Ninja Theory part, and you can definitely see that in the graphics. Like it's got a little bit of that Hellblade look to it. Almost.
Yeah. You're right because of the way how the hero is walking, how she has that like she does look like she's got the strenuous stance as well while she's walking with. So that's pretty interesting.
I'm just dying to know why exactly he's afraid of her, because I've never played any Fabled games. I don't know any of the story at all. I'm completely blind to it. So I'm very curious as to why he kind of like shat brakes when he's like, "Oh, she's back." I'm like, "Uh-oh."
So there's no real connecting story between the Fable games other than just the in-world lore, Fernando. This is a completely new story. So
Okay.
you know probably just slightly less than all of us because if you played the Fable games, you probably have an idea of what the lore is going to be, but that's about it. Like in terms of like the overworld.
There is a chance it could be a callback to a previous character, but at this point in time, it's likely like a reference to a character we've never met.
Yeah, I mean, even still, it's like how many female heroes, unless they're going to try to make it like a direct sequel to like Fable 1, and they're going to try to reboot it that way. But we'll see. It could be a reboot of Fable as well. So that's kind of a more interesting view of it. Like we don't know. It's been in development for a while. I was hoping that Microsoft would not rush this game out, and I'm happy that it doesn't look like they're trying to rush this game out because I feel like they really want this one to succeed. And it doesn't sound like it's in development hell from any reports, unlike everything that we heard with Perfect Dark, where it just seems like from day one they had no idea what the fuck they were doing.
Right.
We got Mr. October Mike joining us saying, "Hey guys, just wanted to drop by and say my most anticipated game is Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight." Yes, that game looks really damn cool. And he follows up here. It says, "A Batman game with movie and Arkham elements is cool enough, but get my attention well besides being Lego, since there's the only way to get it to all these things combined overall." And Ando says, "Interested in how it'll be, but need more actual gameplay before I can decide." Fair enough, Ando. That's slated to come out this year, and like I said, Microsoft did announce a developer direct for next month, and we definitely will be covering it, breaking that down as well. Can't wait. I'm curious to see what Microsoft's got. They basically are saying they're all invested for 2026. And to be honest with you, even though Microsoft had a lot of bad news for 2025 on different fronts, I think the games overall, I enjoyed them a lot too. So we shall see with that. Grim, any final thoughts before we move on?
No, I think that mostly covers it. I think we're all in the same boat where we really need to see the gameplay, but it's still an exciting enough premise for me as a fan of the series going back for almost 25 years. So really excited for the new one.
Alrighty, cool. Fernando, your first game, son.
So one that I'm gonna have to point out here is that as someone who really likes Metroidvania games, I've been putting off playing Super Meat Boy, and I didn't go back to like I I ended up putting it off even more when I found out that they're actually making Super Meat Boy 3D. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna put that off and just play that when that comes out. So that is one that actually, when I was looking at it, like, okay, this looks like it could be a lot of fun. And it at the same time, it's kind of going back to where a lot of when they were talking with like the Metroidvania mechanics that were inspired also from the original Super Meat Boy. That I hear every time that I'm looking for more Metroidvanias, that's one that always comes up. So, and I'm gonna start there with the 3D one, and I don't know, it just looks really sick. Just looking at how because it's not one of those like super like state of the art graphics or any of that. It's one of those that's definitely more focused on just kind of like simple graphics, all in on the gameplay. So that's good for me.
All right, cool. This is about a 2-minute trailer. So here it is, Super Meat Boy 3D, the official gameplay trailer.
Hi, my name is Dominic, co-founder and art director at Sluggerfly, and I'm here to give you a look at some Super Meat Boy 3D gameplay. We are incredibly honored to be working on this project. The original Super Meat Boy is such an important game, not just for us as indie developers, but for the entire platforming genre. After having developed multiple well-received 3D platformer games, we are channeling everything we've learned into making this our best work yet. For Super Meat Boy 3D, our goal is to capture the speed, flow and intensity the series is known for, and bring all of that into a new dimension. We've worked closely with Team Meat, the original creators of the game, to make sure Meat Boy feels just right in 3D. His movement, responsiveness and momentum are key to getting that authentic Meat Boy feel. One of the core mechanics of the franchise is wall movement, especially vertical wall jumps. It's a big part of what makes the level design so dynamic. Translating that into 3D meant we had to evolve the system, and one of the biggest additions is dynamic horizontal wall running. This lets us fully embrace 3D level design. You won't just go left to right, you'll move in every direction. You can now seamlessly combine vertical and horizontal wall moves, chaining them together for stylish, high-speed traversal. We've also added an in-air dash, which gives players more control and speed. It allows for sharper movement, easier wall grabs, and faster flow through levels. The game starts off accessible, but it doesn't take long before things get tough as nails. Reaching the end will, for most players, be doable with some dedication. But if you're a completionist aiming to conquer every timing challenge, find every collectible and get all the achievements, expect a serious test of skill. Thanks for watching. We can't wait for you to get your hands on Super Meat Boy 3D and are looking forward to seeing you rage quit.
Oh, they're the famous last words for you, Fernando. Rage.
Oh yeah, that's exactly the itch that's gonna scratch. I'm gonna be raging at this because from what it seems every time I see gameplay of it, it's like very heavy on the platforming, but it keeps coming up as a Metroidvania, so I guess it might be. I've like I said, I've never played the original, so I have no idea if this is gonna be the sort of game that I'll enjoy it so much that I'll go back to play the older ones the way that it was when I first played the Metroid games, because that's the effect those games had. Like, I went back and played the original ones. Couldn't do the NES Metroid, but I really enjoyed the second one in black and white, like, as old as that is. So I'm very curious to see if this will have a similar effect, where it's like, yeah, this, like, because I really like those types of games that have that kind of mobility where you have, not like Sonic the Hedgehog, but like this, where it's a lot of control and speed. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to that one, because that's one that I've heard a lot of praise for the original, and this looks like it looks like it's definitely gonna like stick to the core of that and bring it to a newer, generation, I guess. I don't know the right word for that.
Yeah. This game, I've heard nothing from everyone, including our friend Jason, that this game is just tough as balls. So, Grim, have you played Super Meat Boy at all?
I'm not at all a fan of 2D platformers, but I love 3D platformers. And, I saw this back when it was announced, and I sort of shoved it away because I was like, oh, the Super Meat Boy, I don't like 2D platformers. So I shoved it away. But watching that again, as a big fan of 3D platformers, I just added that to my wish list, and I am definitely going to be checking that out. That looks incredible. I cut my teeth on Astrobot. Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years.
Did all of the challenge levels, did everything. Wasn't as big of a fan of Donkey Kong this year, but generally, like, I try and play at least one like new 3D platformer every year if I can, if there's enough of them releasing. So, yeah, this one looks right up my alley. And as a big fan of another 3D platformer, Neon White, I really like the speed running sort of challenge of this one as well. It's not that you have to speed run, but you're gonna die a lot, so you're gonna get used to and learn the level, and then as you learn the level, you're gonna get better and better and better, and you're gonna start speed running it by the time you can complete the level. So this one looks right up my alley. I don't know. Again, I would agree with you. I'm not sure why they're calling this one a Metroidvania. Maybe there's some kind of roguelite mechanics or something that allow you to progress and get like additional upgrades, like a double jump, a triple jump, an additional.
Yeah, that's what I'm very curious about, because it doesn't look like a Metroidvania to me, but I still really like seeing the kind of mobility that it has.
Yeah, it definitely does look like it has a lot of mobility to that. Grim, you were going to look like you were saying something?
No, that was it. You actually cut me off the perfect time. I sure did.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
cool.
sorry.
Bliss, how about you?
You know, I didn't play too much of Super Meat Boy. The last time I really fell for one of those games was like N Plus for PC. But from what I have played of Super Meat Boy, that looks like it did kind of capture like the 2D aspect of it. I'm kind of curious because I didn't see like you could see like your ghost, because I remember like in Super Meat Boy just like dying and dying and dying, and like seeing all of your ghosts just continue to splat. It's always super fun, but I don't know. It definitely looks like a good one of those. So I think the people that are into that will get a good game for it.
Okay. And Ando says, OG Meat Boy was level-based games with short, tough levels. So that's what he had to add to that one. I never played Super Meat Boy, never had an interest because I heard it was rage-inducing, and I'm not a big fan of playing games that are rage-inducing as a overall mechanic. Not that I don't mind a challenge, but it's more so I have so many games that I want to play before I die that I don't want to try to get good and master something unless I really feel it. So if I have to commit time before I even play it to just mentally be there, I'd rather not do it. Fernando, any closing thoughts before I move on?
Well, just to add on to what you just said, that's kind of been my mentality on a lot of the Souls FromSoft games, and I have tried them, and I'm still currently playing one. So we'll see. I feel like I just learned about myself that I just have to make myself suffer in order to enjoy some of these things. You got to enjoy the roller coaster ride of emotions, you know.
Okay, you truly understand God unless you suffer.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've heard
you
that.
must know pain.
You must know pain to understand why there's a God. Gentlemen, any other closing thoughts before we move on? I'll take that as a no. Okay. My number 5 game was a game that I actually think was announced either at the Tokyo Game Show or Gamescom. I got the Gamescom trailer here. This game kind of blew me away with its crazy over-the-top speed and anime kind of influences. The best way I could say is it reminded me of Tony Hawk meets a over-the-top Suda 51 style type of game. I'm really, really excited for this game. I've showed this off a couple times on weekly updates, and we even watched a developer breakdown. They're a small studio from, I believe, Barcelona, Spain, if not Spain, somewhere in Spain. And this game is called Dash Attack or Densu Attack. AC will listen to this later, and he will rightfully make fun of me. But yeah, here is this game, and it kicks right off. It's about a 3-minute and 30-second trailer.
Hello, we're Undercoders, and in the studio based in Barcelona. Recently, we've been focused on developing 3D platformers, but our studio is heavily influenced by arcade classics, Japanese culture, and extreme sports games. And Dense Attack is our dream project, a step forward for the studio combining everything we love. In Dense Attack, you'll discover a not-so-distant future Japan in which local railways have been abandoned and are now used by underground gangs to compete in illegal contests of train acrobatics. You'll have to rack up points by chaining tricks, explore huge levels, race against rival crews, and uncover a wild story as you travel through Japan taking the railways back. We are making a game that is not just about what you do, but how you do it. It's expressive, stylish, and totally up to you. From our first trips in the late 90s, we've been obsessed by traveling across Japan by train and being able to dive into the local culture, getting to know the architecture, the landscapes, the folklore, and we're always captivated by the sheer contrast of their peaceful countryside and the high energy of its huge cities, which somehow feels connected and part of the same cultural rhythm. It's a never-ending source of inspiration that has been fueling our creative energy throughout all the years and has now materialized in Dense Attack. On your adventure, you'll find a variety of challenges to move forward, from trip pack arenas to compete for high scores to objective-based exploration levels and even racing circuits.
The world is packed with a bunch of unique characters from different gangs and personalities that you will have to face on your journey through Japan. And with every new challenge, you will grow as a Dense Attacker and further add to the chaos. We've handcrafted every stage from the ground up, pulling from real-world locations to make every landscape different but recognizable. You will go really fast, but if you look closely, you'll catch references to every corner of Japanese culture.
You'll be fighting wild boss battles against gang leaders, which will test everything that you've learned. These are always full of surprises. You'll never know what secret technique your rival hides, so you'll have to get creative to overcome them with your train. They're a mix of spectacle, personality, and challenge that one could expect for an anime-style showdown mid-game. Dense Attack is a love letter to anime, skate games, and Japan's iconic train system. If you like Jet Set Radio, Tony Hawk, or Dense to Go, you can't miss this train. Pun intended.
Wishlist now. We can't wait to show you more.
All right, so that is my number 5 game. Like I said, very unique, very, wow, light Jet Set Radio art style, and I love these type of games so very much. So that's why I really wanted to share this game out. I've just been hyped for it, and I'm counting down the days to when I can actually finally see this go live and be able to play it. Let's start with you, Fernando. What did you think about that trailer?
So there was a lot that felt very energetic about it. Obviously, like I really like that kind of design for like the visuals and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what really got my attention was as soon as they started talking about the boss battles. The first thing that came to my mind is I hope they have like a boss rush mode type of thing on that. Because that immediately just looked like, okay, this is going to be pure freaking chaos. Like how they're going to incorporate boss battles into like you having to like go at high speed and like try like I don't know exactly how many mobility mechanics they're going to be cramming into this but it just looks like something that's going to be really fun because like I said, you can't really know what the core gameplay is going to feel like until you actually, play it.
Mm-hmm.
But from the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be very high energy, very like reaction time, all that. That's the kind of stuff that I really like, just kind of getting the hang of, and like that's the stuff that really gets really satisfying when you're actually playing against, like, for example, in the case of a boss that's actively trying to kill you.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, that was also something I was interested in when I was looking at some of those boss fights. I was like, ooh, this looks really damn good. Bliss, we'll go to you next, because I think Grim had a lot something to say, but we'll go to you last because I think you might have the most to say about it. So, Bliss, what about you?
Yeah, no, I thought high energy was a good way to put it. And it's like the music, too. It was kind of good. It kind of reminded me of maybe Danganronpa on speed or whatever. So, I don't know. Whatever. I like the visuals. I like the music. I don't know if that's like the kind of gameplay that I'm normally into, but it's got me interested. It's a nice little taste.
Okay. Grim.
I was just going to make a joke that it's so Japanese that I was shocked to find that it was from Barcelona. Yeah, no, that game looks fun. Again, I mentioned this with Super Meat Boy, but I was a big fan of a game a few years ago. I think 2022 maybe. Neon White. As a very fast-paced platformer. This is a little different kind of gameplay. More in line with Tony Hawk, like an arcade like rail grinding game. But the gameplay looks like a lot of fun. It's definitely something that I would play, like the kind of game that I would check out for an hour to see if I like it. And I don't know. I go through a lot of indies that way, so definitely interested to check this one out.
Yes, all right. And then Mike says over here, if you liked Tony Hawk Pro Skater, then you're ready for Tony Hawk Pro Extreme Metro. Very good there, Mike. Very funny. All right, that will complete our first round of games, our number 5s, as they would say. So we're going to go right back again to Mr. Bliss. Bliss, what is your next game?
For my next game, I picked Outward 2. Outward was one of those games that kind of hit a few different notes for me, and that was like, one, it was a fantasy role-playing game, but it was also had like kind of like an immersive sim kind of feel to it, because you weren't just like going in there and starting leveling up. It was basically you were a nobody thrown into the world, and the world could just kick your ass at any moment. So you were free to basically go wherever you wanted to. If you died, the game kind of adjusts for it, and like say that you were mugged by the raiders or whatever, and you start over with missing a bunch of items, things like that. So it's also got the cooperative parts. So I think this is something I'm probably going to play with Mr. Paul Hadouken, because we'd always talked about maybe playing Outward 1 together. And I don't know, just everything about it just kind of screams to me something I want to play.
Okay. Here's the trailer for Outward 2. It is 1 minute and 42.
It's been 50 long years. Every day remains a struggle for our people. Every step forward is paid in blood.
That's no reason to give up. You know that better than anyone.
But I have you. How many others have a goddess looking after them?
Not everyone is as special as you are, my dear Simeon. Even so, they are not alone. They have each other's back when it matters. I have seen them chase their dreams. I have watched them grow. At every turn, they surprise me with their adaptability, their resilience, and their grit.
You know the dangers they face. Only the exceptional can overcome those odds.
No, darling. Even ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Look how far our world has expanded. All because they chose to venture into the unknown. Don't hold their hand. Just open the door, and they'll do the rest.
Okay, that was Outward 2. Grim, I'm going to start with you first. Have you ever played any of these games?
I played a little bit of the first Outward. I sort of bounced off of it. This is from a long line of sort of European RPGs that goes back to the Gothic games. I don't know. It's not a bad game. It's just a very crunchy, and I think Insidious mentioned sort of the survival elements. I usually like survival games, but this one just, I don't know, something didn't do it for me. Now this new game, the second game, I am more interested in checking it out just from the fact that if they got around to making a second game in the series, it's probably going to have a lot more quality of life, which is mostly the reason I would have bounced off the game, was little nitpicks here and there. I also want to mention that, and not to be super negative, I want to mention a couple of things that stood out to me in this trailer. The enemy design there that they showed was like really, really good and really varied and very unique. Not like anything else that I've really seen. It's quite the opposite of generic in terms of the enemy design, and the level design looks really good as well. It looks like the kind of world I would like to explore and get lost in. So it's an exciting new game. I definitely didn't have on my radar before, but yeah, that looks pretty good.
All right, Fernando, how about you?
I'm just more confused by what the gameplay is going to be like because I have not played any of these at all. So, because the way that, like, I was trying to guess what the gameplay would be like just based off, like, what the guy was saying towards the end, where you just, like, open the door and they'll do the rest. So, is it, like, one of those types of, like, because you mentioned it was an RPG, so it's, like, Civilization, or how exactly does it play? I have no idea.
Third-person action RPG.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
It's very European because they do sort of things like they were simulating like wearing certain armor would like weigh you down, and I'm probably not going to explain this real, but also like having to drop your backpack to fight and makes you a lot better fighter is one of those things. So it's one of those where they're like very intentionally like if you choose to carry a torch, you're going to be kind of punished by the combat that you can do, and that using magic is very difficult kind of thing. So
right,
it is very.
It's just like a video game version of actually trying to play like so it's like some Dungeons and Dragons type of thing where it's like you're.
Yeah,
to me, I'm curious about it. I would probably I'm more on the side of I would watch somebody else play it first and then see how much that gets my attention. Because like just from what I saw now, it's like, oh, it looks cool, but I'll probably just kind of move on and until I see somebody else play it and I'm like, okay, that actually does look really cool, and then I'll get the itch to play it.
Yeah, and I would warn people like it does not play like other games do. Like it is like they have their own kind of control scheme, and it's kind of difficult to learn. So if they're able to like move past that, maybe onboard players a little bit better, hopefully they'll do that for 2. I think they kind of had to redo the first one a few times and continue to patch it to make it a better game than what it started off with. But
yeah,
there's something to it, but it is its own flavor, that's for sure.
Yeah, because like for me, like a game like that would be something that I may personally pass on only because like things of like having to learn certain control schemes and stuff that has like that kind of learning curve. Like I'm already trying to do that with like the Souls games. I still haven't really mastered games like Monster Hunter and stuff like that. They all kind of have that thing where it's like it feels really unintuitive until you like really learn it, and then to like add another one to that feels like I don't know, man.
I feel you.
Like it might be really cool to watch someone play. That's where I would be kind of at on this one.
Grim, did you have something more you'd like to add?
I was just going to reiterate my point that this is a game that got a sequel, and that by getting a sequel, that goes to show that first, they're already aware of all the feedback they got on the first game. Second, they're looking probably to expand their audience, and so I expect that the quality of life that I mentioned will likely come in the form of a better onboarding, and will likely, streamlining some of the things that were a little more tedious than they needed to be. But that tedium is part of the allure of what are sometimes referred to as Euro RPGs. I mean, that's where The Witcher comes from. There's a Gothic remake is coming out this year. It's a long line of RPGs. It's a sort of niche subgenre of the Western RPG is the Euro jank RPGs, which this is one of many, but one of the better ones out there. If you do like those kind of games, at least the first one, I think if you're into those kind of games, it's one of the better ones currently available.
Okay, cool. I have no real opinions about this at all because I think I might have seen Paul play the first one not too long ago.
Well, you saw him play in the menus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do I need a college education to learn how to play this game? Because it seems like that was a little joke at Paul being too high to play this game.
I mean, if Paul could do it, anyone can do it. But he did spend quite a bit of time in the menus.
Yeah,
on his playthrough.
This doesn't look like a game I would play but since I have no real opinion and no knowledge of this game, I can't offer anything other than maybe I will check it out if it got a deep sale or someone bought it for me and said, hey, let's play. That would be the time I do it. But beyond that, I don't really have any interest in this game. But that's why we do the show, is to show off these games to other people. Maybe someone else in the audience does have an opinion of it.
Exactly.
Anyone else have any closing thoughts that they'd like to share besides Bliss, Shred, Grim?
I got nothing.
I was gonna say I'll take the
Yeah, I
silence
think
as
I
a
already,
no.
I already said my piece.
Bliss, any closing thoughts before we move on?
Nope, I'm good here.
Alrighty, cool. Grim, what is your next game?
Code Vein 2.
Ooh, baby, we got weeb slop already.
Yeah, weeb. Let's go. It's not the last of it. There's your hint for what's to come. Yeah, Code Vein 2. So, Code Vein was one of the first prominent Souls-likes to come from a studio other than From Software, and so it was something of a trailblazer at the time. I think you had what's the one where you replace your body parts? It's like a cybermech sort of. I forget the name of it. It's not coming to mind.
The Surge.
The Surge, yeah. I think the first Surge game might have come out before, but Code Vein, the original Code Vein, was one of the more prominent Souls-likes, and that was actually a good game. The first Code Vein had a few issues with enemy balancing, specifically the regular enemies. The boss fights were fine, but some of the regular enemies were overtuned, so it was actually a very difficult game. Especially towards the latter half of the game, it was, in my opinion, harder than even some of the FromSoft games. But it has it was also one of the first anime games with an actually good 3D anime art style. I don't remember if it predates Genshin Impact, but it was around the same time. And so it was sort of a trailblazer in those ways. The second one I'm excited for simply because Bandai Namco, the studio at Bandai Namco that did I think this is Bandai.
Yes, it is Bandai.
Yeah. The studio that worked on this, they've got experience doing the game. They did some DLC for it, and I think they know what needs to be fixed to make it a better game. The art style is great. The premise is really interesting. It's like I guess we'll just let the trailer speak for itself, and then I can add some more later.
All right, here is Code Vein 2's trailer. This is a 4-minute and 25-second trailer.
Another world snuffed from existence. There's only one way to prevent this tragedy before they reach the point
She got
of no
ballistics,
return.
if you know what I mean.
I'll use my power to transport us back to a time before the upheaval. Once we're there, hopefully we can make contact with each of these legendary heroes. A battle to save the world from ruin. Let's go. Wherever you go, I will always be by your side.
My name is Valentin Voda. So, you're a solo hunter, are you? Tell me, do you have a place to stay in Magmel yet?
A revenant hunter?
Not now. Get away from here.
Well, can't say I remember hiring you, but if you're game, lend me a hand. And Valentin, he'll be the most powerful figure out here on the frontier.
The hero Jose, a revenant who fell victim to her very own powers.
So tell me, my mysterious visitor, who are you? In the name of the great Gula bloodline, I do bestow upon you my blood, as proof of our engagement. Until the resurgence struck, these horrors must have been the city's residents. Let's go. It's high time I faced my past.
When the balance of power shifted from human to revenant, there was change. Dramatic shift. The human spirit was twisted beyond recognition.
If someone has to get hurt, I would rather it be me.
So far as I know, your case is entirely unprecedented.
Off to kill again?
We all know these are bloody times we live in. Every one of us is desperate to survive. But you crossed a line killing my people.
Raiders making their move, that should at least give you enough time to escape. That ring! Damn it! There's no getting through to him. Curs! Damned wretched curs! They would dare to truly stoop so low!
Do you remember the statue of that revenant I showed you in the present? If fate runs its course, Noah will die fighting the raiders, and the others here won't fare much better.
Need I remind you that tampering with history, unless under the most extreme of circumstances, is strictly forbidden? What will you do if your meddling ends up costing more lives?
Meddling with the past, meddling to excess. There's always a chance it can potentially reverse all the progress you've made so far. Please, give it some careful thought. Above all else, try to weigh your feelings against what is at stake here.
Our focus, our true objective, is to save this world, our current world.
It is you, though, who must save the world of man.
I think it's just going to show off a bunch of these collector's editions that they were talking about here. Ando had a pretty funny one. From the plot of this game, I'm guessing we didn't do a good job in the first game. Grim, how about you? You want to fill us in a little bit? What the story beats of this? Do they make sense to you? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's been a minute since I played the original. The story was sort of anime nonsense, but I mean, it's a post-apocalypse. The first game was post-apocalypse, sort of. Not really vampires, anime vampires, I guess you could say. And you needed to gather blood essence to keep yourself alive or something like that. I don't. In any case, this is. I get the feeling that this is more of a spiritual successor sort of sequel. Maybe it is a direct sequel. I don't know. I'm not really in it for the story. One other thing I did want to mention before we sort of take it to everyone else's opinions, you'll notice that whenever there was combat, a lot of the times they had two characters on the screen at the same time fighting.
Yeah.
One of this game's unique mechanics is actually that you have a partner system, and this was true in the first game as well. So this is a single-player RPG, but you get to bring an NPC with you. Into combat, and you can have many different story NPCs will join you. So each one has their own fighting style. So you can pick somebody to balance against you. Like if you use fast, light weapons, maybe you want to choose somebody that uses like a big buster sword or something. There was one character in the first game that used like a sniper rifle. So there's all kinds of different companions you can bring with you. Also very customizable aesthetic to the game. So they showed just one character, but it's got a custom character creator. If you like anime style games, you can make your own character that looks however you want. Yeah.
All right, terrific. I'll get my opinion out of the way first then. I did not play the first game. It is a Dark Souls-like kind of game, so generally speaking, these do not speak to me at all. So I have no real opinion other than I know our buddy Mr. Lethal Lightning, friend of the channel, friend in real life, he is very excited about this game, and he has been jonesing nonstop for this game to come out. This game does come out early next year, January, end of January, so roughly about a month away from launch of this one. And it does come with a collector's edition, I'll share that real quick on the screen too if anyone's interested in it. That gives you 3 days early access, as well as, you know, a steel book, art book, and a statue of this lady that we saw that had the hole in her chest. So if you're
Oh,
interested,
not the ballistics.
no ballistics. This one did not have ballistics, sadly. In fact, she did not have any ballistics. It was sad. We'll go to you next, Fernando. You got a thing you'd like to add?
So I actually did see some gameplay from the first one because our buddy Mr. Cage was playing that a while ago, and it looked really interesting to me. Like just like I really like the style of it. Like the thing with Souls games to me is very hit or miss, but enough to interest me in it. And this game, I was actually very close to mentioning it in my honorable mentions at the start. I just didn't because I was like, I haven't even really played the first one. I might, but I wasn't really. I didn't include it, but yeah, that was like on there. And the thing about this one is that like I think it's the only one that I've seen like that that's more anime leaning as opposed to like the other Souls games. So that to me kind of like I do like the anime style a lot too. And when what he was saying with how you get the buddy system, which I didn't know that was really a thing. Uh I'm gonna be looking for the meat shield, so I'm just gonna get a tank to just kind of get all the aggro for me while I freaking hit and run away to let the NPC aggro again. That's gonna be my strategy probably.
All right, cool.
Get in there, bear. Fight them.
Fight them, bear. Bliss, how about you? Are you a fan of these type of games?
You know, I have bought this game twice, once on PlayStation 4 and once on PC. I didn't really play it either time. The world looks real interesting to me, like the post-apocalyptic, like kind of vampire thing. And even I know the first game had actual co-op. You could actually use a human player if you wanted to play with a friend, but I just never did. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe once the new one comes out, if it's good, maybe I'll check it out.
Okay. Grim, any closing thoughts before we move on?
No, I think that's about it. Definitely give the first game a shot if you're interested. You can probably catch it on a pretty deep sale at this point. The game came out years and years ago. But that's it.
All right, cool. Fernando-san, what is your next game?
So in the spirit of the anime thing that we just saw, I'm actually gonna switch which one I was gonna show next. And I got Onimusha, The Way of the Sword, which I believe was announced a little while ago.
I don't
know if it's easier for you to send you the link.
No, I actually pulled it up because this is one of my games, so that's perfect.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So we're gonna close out our number 4s really quickly here too. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Fernando, why don't you give a little bit, and I'll give a little bit, and then we'll play the trailer.
Yeah. So one of the things about Onimusha is that this is actually one that I played the first one because of you, and it's definitely a pretty old game. It took me a little bit of like readjusting back to that type of game.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up liking it enough to where like very soon after I finished that one, this got announced. And I'm like, okay, this looks sick. And I still have to get around to playing the second and third one, which I will because we'll have the time. But it was one that actually hooked me enough. Like just because one of the things that gets me from games is a lot of the aesthetic of it, a lot of like just the look and feel of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just being able to like immerse yourself in like this world that you're playing in. And I just like this kind of, I just really like that kind of like ancient Japanese with the samurais and demons and all that. I know I've always been a sucker for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I've been a fan of the Onimusha series for quite a while now. And I actually just recently played Onimusha 3 for the first time this year. And I loved it. I actually talked about it in one of my favorite backlog games I played on Wednesday with Neo. And the second one did get the remaster and port this year. So I played all the first 3 this year, all back to back to back. Number 3 I still think is the best one in the series. I haven't played Dawn of Dreams yet. I plan to play that next week for my New Year's run. But yeah, Onimusha is definitely one of those fun games from Capcom. Still kept the tank controls alive and well all the way to well past the expiration date. But Keiji Inafune was in charge of these ones. I actually did my first episode of Legacy Loading was on Onimusha as well. So if you want to go back and learn more about the series, that is on my channel. It is the very first episode with me and Mr. IJP Mexican. And we learned a lot too about how each character, they try to get like a famous Japanese actor to try to get the women to get on board to play it. And then Jean Reno, for people who know who that is, famous French actor in The Italian Job, and where I know him from, the '98 Godzilla movie. He is the second main protagonist in the storyline, right next to our homeboy Samanosuke, who comes back. And yeah, this was announced last year at the Game Awards, and I've been hyped for it ever since because it seems like Capcom is getting ready to bring back a lot of their dormant IP. They also did announce Okami. They also said they want to bring back Mega Man, and they announced a new Mega Man game as well. And they've also been doing support for a lot of their older games. They did the Dino Crisis on GOG, coming to PlayStation. There's been rumors that they might be working on a Dino Crisis remake because it got a trademark update just like Onimusha did and Okami before we got new games. So looking forward to it. And this one looks really damn good. It doesn't look like a Souls-like game, but it does feel like it has more of a grounded action adventure game and no tank controls. So here's the trailer. This is the newest one. I believe it's from the Tokyo Game Show. Tokyo Game Show, and it is about 2 minutes and 9 seconds. So here's Fernando and mine, number 4 game.
Am I dead?
Oh, yes. So, this gauntlet is for you. You pop this on, you get the power of the Oni, and you'll be back topside.
I walk the path of the sword on my strength alone. I don't need some monster's power.
The power of the Oni is all that's sustaining your life. That's an Oni gauntlet.
Musashi! Gundy! This thing's made me so damn strong.
Musashi, I cannot apologize enough for dragging you down this path against your will.
If I take this gauntlet off, there'll be a bloody mess on the floor anyway.
This isn't what you promised, Gauntlet.
My troop was attacked, and one of our members is missing. Save this world.
Fighting Genma wasn't the path I'd planned, but who knows? Maybe it'll be worth my while.
Well said!
What in the...
Get a hold of yourself! Are you a man or a beast?
Getting strong because of some gauntlet. That's not strength.
I'm gonna eat all the souls you got in there.
Turns out, Miyamoto Musashi was just a brute with a sword after all.
Being tough isn't enough. A warrior meditates on what strength really means. Enjoying your new toys, I see.
Guardian! Hey, Musashi!
So that is Onimusha, Way of the Sword. I'm going to start off with you, Grim. Do you have any opinions about the Onimusha series and so on and so forth?
I've never played any of them, so I don't really have an idea if this is like picking up from a previous story. If there's any characters I should recognize here.
No, all new characters. Musashi is a new character.
Gotcha. Is this meant to be like a new starting point for the series?
I don't know necessarily, but technically every Onimusha game focused around fighting Nobunaga's army in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know if this is deviating away from that. I haven't played Dawn of Dreams, and Dawn of Dreams is technically the quasi-4th game in the series. but that one's like hit or miss depending on who you talk to if it's good or not. Like I've only played the first 3, and the first 3 kind of go with Samanosuke, Jubei, and then Samanosuke and Jacques as for the third game, and that's basically the long and short is it's still at the end game fighting Nobunaga's army and demons and Nobunaga himself mostly. This one I don't know yet. They haven't really been. They've been kind of more tight-lipped about the overall story on this one, and I've also trying to not spoil myself of the story for this one. But it does look pretty damn good.
Well, this is the first time I've seen this trailer. I'd seen the original trailer. I think would this be the third trailer then?
Yeah, I want to say third or fourth.
Yeah. Okay. They hadn't shown the combat before, so that looks pretty good. What does it play like? Or maybe not this one, but the other ones in the series. Like, are they like more hack and slash?
They are more hack and slash with tank controls because Onimusha originally started out as a Resident Evil game for the PS1. And then during development of the game, so it was basically a Resident Evil game set in ancient Japan. And then they didn't like the concept of it being a Resident Evil tie-in, so they made it its own thing. And that's where Onimusha came from, was a failed Resident Evil gameplay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
go on. I'll see how it does when it comes out, and if it's a good jumping on point for new players, I might check it out. I'm not really interested in going back and playing the old ones based on what I've seen of those, but yeah, from gameplay that they showed here, it looks pretty fun.
Yeah, because the first one was actually like I beat it in one sitting. I think what was it, like on a Friday night that I didn't have work the next day, so I sat down, I streamed, and it was like 7 hours or so. You remember?
It's like Adam? It's very short. If you know what you're doing, you can beat the game in 3 hours. But this was also this is a Capcom game, so it's meant to be replayed multiple times and speed ran and done with different challenges as well. But yeah, you can beat it pretty quickly, especially if you know what you're doing and if you're playing on easier difficulties.
I definitely did not know what I do, and I don't even remember what difficulty I played it on.
Bliss, how about you?
I played Onimusha when it first came out. I remember trying to pretend like I liked the tank controls. This does make me kind of excited to maybe go back and like play the remakes and see how those are. And I think obviously this looks very good, so I'm excited to play this as well. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I remember absolutely nothing about what I played of Onimusha other than just the tank controls just drove me up the wall.
Yeah, they do play better. They still have the tank control DNA, but the quality of life improvements has made them a little bit more tolerable than like the original one. Onimusha Warlords, the first game, also has very interesting history because it technically has been remade twice. So there's the original PS2 version. Then there is what a lot of fans consider the definitive version of it, which is Genma Onimusha, which was the Xbox version of it, which was a lot tougher. But a lot of people say that it's probably the best way to play it. And then there was, of course, the Onimusha Warlords port when it went to PC, Xbox, Switch, so on and so forth, where it had a lot of quality of life improvements just for basic gameplay design in terms of like you press X and the thing works. You don't have to constantly bring up the menus and do a bunch of shit kind of quality of life. But yeah, I think it's one of Capcom's most underrated series out there in terms of overall popularity, but it's definitely more of a cult classic. There is a Onimusha Katana PS2 controller that I really want to add to my collection one day, but the price of that has gone insane. I think a complete box copy could go as high as $1,000. So got to get this channel monetized and grift harder to get that guy.
Yeah. Everybody hit the fuck out of that like button and share this shit.
Yeah, share it out. We're actually doing pretty good, but I will talk more about that tomorrow with the channel updates. That's not the time or place for this one. Closing thoughts, anyone?
I got nothing right now.
And we got Diablo joining us here. It says Masashi Miyamoto, is the protagonist of the new Onimusha. I don't know jack about Japanese history, but someone well versed in it could probably have a good guess about the plot and the villain. So Diablo.
The thing about that villain is that he does look very punchable.
Yes, he looks like always like one of those cocky, pretty boys that you just go like,
yeah.
If I hit you with a bat, I bet you would be less cocky.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. Onimusha: Way of the Sword coming out next year for Xbox, PC, PlayStation, and maybe Switch 2 at a later date. All right, we're going back to Grim now. Oh wait, you were gonna say Grim?
Yeah. No, I'll go in a second. Do y'all play that in Japanese, or is that you play in English? The English voice acting was pretty good, but it was sort of jarring for me when their lips were moving and the voices weren't matching up.
Yeah, I usually play it in English. I don't know, it's just a kind of a tradition, I guess, just to play it this particular series in English for me. I wanted to play it in Japanese originally, but then I was just like, I kind of don't mind the crappy voice acting in the earlier games, so it's just out of tradition, I would say. It's funny because usually if it has like a foreign language option, I'll try to play it in that foreign language first, because I tried to do that with Expedition 33, but it was localized. So I understand a little bit of French, and some of what the French were speaking was not matching up with the actual subtitles. So I was like, oh dear, I'm just gonna keep it this way and just kind of go with that. But yeah, anything else, Grim?
That was it. Just the final thing there.
All right, cool. And Diablo says, however, I do know a lot of Musashi's most well-known feats sound like total bullshit. Oh, right. Cool. I'll have to look into that more, Diablo. Like I said, I've been avoiding spoilers, so I'm kind of keeping mum's the word, as they would say. All right, now we're going on to our number threes. Bliss, what is your number 3?
All right, my number 3 is probably the most odd one on this list, and I will warn you, the only trailer I could find for it is on Steam.
Okay.
But it is Shift at Midnight from Bun Muen, if I'm saying that correctly. It is a horror game set in a gas station convenience store. Basically, the world has been invaded by body snatchers. And it's kind of like gameplay, I would say, is kind of like a little bit of like the grocery store sim meets Papers, Please, where it's kind of your job to make sure that you're actually serving the people that are actual people. And you have to like kind of check out to make sure like do their date of birth match. There's kind of like story hints, like there's a fire that happened at this gas station when your customer comes in and says, oh, hey, yeah, I just got off work at whatever place that burnt down. And so you use that to kind of like figure out which people are lying, which people are real. It also has a co-op component, and there are not enough games that are kind of like the Papers, Please. Yeah, or
No, there's an echo suddenly.
You're breaking up there, Bliss.
Yeah, kind of an echo.
I'm not hearing the echo on my end though.
Okay.
I think Shredder had an echo too.
We all hear it except you for some reason.
You know what? Maybe it's because I have to window share, so that's why. Here, let me. I'll stop sharing real quick. The echo go away?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool. So finish your point, and then we'll let the trailer play, and that will be the reason why you're hearing the echo.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's just a little bit of like Call of Cthulhu meets like grocery store sim and Papers, Please. So I don't know, just that kind of gameplay is exciting. Also, it made Paul scream like a girl, and I'm always here for that.
Yeah. So this only had a demo, and it's coming out next year. You said.
Yeah, it's had 2 demos. One is like a single player demo that was like on itch.io, and then the multiplayer demo was on Steam.
All right. So here, I'm going to share this one real quick. It has to be shared through Windows because it's through Steam. And I have to share sound so you can hear it. So we'll play this real quick. It's about 1:12, and then we'll get right back to it. Okay. This game looks actually pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie here, folks.
Yeah,
I was trying so hard not to laugh.
It's one of those like, kind of streamer bait where it's kind of funny, a little bit scary, but I don't know. Just we played it on stream. It was a blast to play with friends. So I'm really excited for that to come out.
Yeah, I'm adding it to my library right now to get this give the demo a little try. I've been kind of like loving those Papers, Please and stuff like that, or My Neighbor or something like that. Like these games have looked pretty damn interesting. I'm not gonna lie, they do seem very fun and addictive, and this game looks like it takes that same concept to like the next level, and it really does look pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Grim, we're gonna go to you next. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to add this to the list of games to play with my buddies. We play all the Fringe Slap games together. So Lethal Company, Repo, Peak. I'm gonna add this to that list.
It's a good one.
It definitely looks like a fun time. I've played like the supermarket kind of simulator games, and I've played like I mentioned, Lethal Company, Repo. I think it'll be an interesting mix. I wonder if, and maybe I can just play the demo to find out, but I wonder if they're going to do anything to try and turn your friends on each other. Like, I think it was Lethal Company had the thing where it would listen to your audio and try and mimic you. There was a mimic, the enemy that you could run across. So
I won't spoil it for you.
Okay. Well, I'll have to check it out for myself, but that'll be fun if they do something like that.
Yeah, like I said, it did look funny. Fernando, you said you were trying not to laugh. So what was your thoughts?
So the thing that just caught me off guard, where I started laughing, was where it zoomed in on the computer and it said that he was deceased. So he just like very quickly grabs the gun and just freaking blows his brains out. I was like, whoa, shit, that shit escalated quickly.
Yeah, I'm glad I was muted. I laughed out loud.
I laughed.
Yeah.
I giggled when he like killed the thing and he's just like sweeping up the mess. Like it's just
I'm just like, holy shit.
It's just a normal day on the job. Oh, I just killed a mimic. Oh,
It is what it is.
This nonchalant cleaning up of this mess that got me a full send. Right? I'm not gonna lie, there it caught me off guard so much. That was pretty funny. Fernando, you had any more you like to say?
No, this actually, if it is multiplayer, this is definitely gonna be one I'm gonna download, and I'm gonna want to play this with people. Because like one of the things that I'm sorely lacking is games to play with other people as well, because I just kind of focus on just things that I just do myself.
Right.
So this is definitely gonna be one on the list for sure.
Well, if this Grim, you said it's 1 to 2 player, right?
1 to 3.
1 to 3. Oh, perfect. Yeah, Fernando, we're definitely gonna play this game together.
Yeah, we got to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna make this a stream series for sure, and maybe we'll find a third one. Maybe we could con our friend Mr. JM, the Jewish man, to come play with us. But yeah, Bliss, this looks like a really good one, man. I think I've seen this one pop up on the Steam thing every now and then, and I never gave it a second thought because it just looked like a generic, kind of like thumbnail. So it never caught my interest, but yeah, this looks pretty damn good. Do you have any more closing statements about it?
No. I just what I played of it was pretty fun. So check out the demo. It's a lot of fun.
All right. Diablo says the true monster is customer service. Well, when they blow your head off, I would say so. Grim, Fernando, any closing thoughts before we move on?
I think we can move on.
All right, cool. Grim, what is your number 3?
Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave.
All right, this is also on my list as well. Fernando, is
And
it on
mine.
yours? All right, cool. So there you go.
Yes.
Number 3. We're gonna get this
we
one
wanna go-
completely out of the way.
Triple whammy.
Counterclockwise, I'll go, then Shred, then Carl.
Yeah, well, that sounds good.
Okay. Love the Fire Emblem games. I'm a big fan of tactics games. Cut my teeth on them growing up. I started with Sacred Stones on Game Boy Advance. Went back and played. I've played every mainline Fire Emblem since, except for the DS game.
Dark Dragon.
I don't remember. I played Awakening. That was on 3DS. So I've played most of the Fire Emblem mainline games. One of my favorite game series. Really love it. Looking forward to seeing them take another swing at it after Engage didn't quite do what I wanted. I liked the art style of Engage, like the character designs, though I guess some people didn't like that part. And the combat was fine, but I'd like to see them do a much more serious take. And I always understood that was supposed to be like almost like a side game between like Three Houses and this being the next major game.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what it looks like. We saw there's snippets of gameplay outside of Tactics Battle, like running around. So we can assume that sort of exploration sort of gameplay is going to be sticking around and is expanded upon. Not a monastery. It looks like it's a town, but I don't know. Maybe we'll be moving between different maps. It'd be cool. I would like to see. And again, I don't know if they've given us additional information since. But
No, they have been mum about this. Just to cut you off there. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'd like to see if they do something along the lines of Metaphor, where it's like you're moving along to different parts of the map, and then you have different sections, like different cities you can walk around in between battles. I think that would be the ideal way to do it, instead of like a single map that you go back to, like the monastery from Three Houses. That was a cool idea. I would just like to see a little more variety in that exploration gameplay. And maybe they can add some unique quests that you can get additional optional battles or something that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. Yeah, so that's my overall thoughts. One other thing. Since this game appears to have some tie-in to like, and maybe that's just the way they wanted to reveal it, but it seems to have some kind of tie-in to a Coliseum or something. I'm hoping to get some Gladius vibes. Any old school original Xbox fans remember Gladius Tactics RPG?
Yeah, the Lucas Arts game.
LucasArts, yeah, that's right. That was a classic. I'd like to see some of that sort of gameplay if possible. But I guess we'll see what they do with it. I trust Intelligent Systems, one of my favorite Nintendo developers.
For now, I want to add more on this since Grim kind of brought it up, and then you can go after me, okay? Sure. But like what Grim you were talking about with the art style of this game too, what I thought was pretty interesting was that this art style looked more ancient, Roman feel to it, Greek and Carthaginian. I did say that the opening shot that we're going to see at the beginning of this trailer reminded me of how ancient Carthage was kind of drawn up with the whole seaside villa and like the big naval yard and stuff like that with a giant coliseum in the middle of it. And even like the general art design of a lot of the characters, it doesn't feel like that high medieval fantasy art style that you usually associate with Fire Emblem, where like the fighters look more like knights are in armor and stuff like that. It reminds me more of just like old school combat and warfare. That's what it reminded me of. Like when you looked at ancient photos of how they drew like Roman soldiers and Greek soldiers and gladiators and stuff like that, more barbarian feel than knights and dragons. I feel like this is just a overall more interesting art style to me. And also it just has my, history major popping up. My heckles are up. It's like, ooh, this is a actually unique and fresh, more so art style. And then they got a guy that just looks like, Alucard from Castlevania just fucking up the whole aesthetic just midway through this trailer. It's just like, oh, that just kind of comes out of nowhere. But yeah, they did have when they're running around, it reminds me more, like you said, when you brought up Gladius, it felt more ancient Rome than high Middle Ages and Dark Ages vibes to it, and I'm curious to see how they sort that one out more, especially because it feels like there's more desert environments. And if they are going to focus on a gladiator arena, then I wonder if it's going to be like, okay, like how we heard history about like the Colosseum back in the day. If they're going to have like, this is you got to reenact this famous battle from this point in time. So maybe I could see them bringing back old battles from older Fire Emblem games and having you reenact and do all that stuff as well. So I'm curious to learn more about it because, like I said, this game has been mum's the word, and I'm more of a recent Fire Emblem convert, so I've been having a lot of fun doing that. Even though I didn't like Engage at the end, I still thought Engage was a good game until the end, and that was about 5 levels out of 15. Fernando, how about you?
Don't get me started on my tism with Engage. God damn it. So you know what? But no, the thing is that because it seems to be a continuation from Three Houses, or at least somewhat tied to it. Like I actually really like Three Houses, and I know there's a lot of like Diablo say there's a bunch of discourse about it and all that.
Yeah,
but,
how about you read this real quick then?
Yeah, it's like the new Fire Emblem looks like it's in continuity with Three Houses. Looks like it's going to be 5 more years of Three Houses discourse.
And then second part.
And was Edelgard right? Probably not. But she's an attractive character, so the war crimes are excused. See, that's gonna and again, like not. I don't want to get in Three Houses debate because we're gonna talk about this other one, but I definitely have my opinions on that.
Well, here let's just be honest. Let's have a little fun with this for a second here. When Three Houses came out, there were like 2 factions that they were like Edelgard's right or Edelgard is female Hitler, and there was no in between ever.
It just doesn't make sense to me that the discourse is even a thing because like I don't know. At this point I don't think it's a spoiler, but like you can pick a path and like the story literally changes based on whose path you pick.
Right.
So it's like if you pick her path, like she's the good guy. Like
yeah, no shit.
Yeah, so it's like the entire, like literally all the events completely changed to make her the good guy. So it's like it just makes no sense for the discourse to even exist.
Yeah, and
but
also
one of the
other
thing I was going to
like,
say about this one, about the aesthetic breaking up, the real question is, will there be dubstep?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I know what you're referring to at the end of Three Houses, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a hot minute since I played that game. I forgot there was dubstep in the final boss fight.
Yeah. No, that was a game that I played multiple times. And that was one of my favorite games to play, like only because Path of Radiance has more of a nostalgia thing for me, which is why it's my top one. But this one, like just in mechanics wise, it was one that I played multiple times, and playing it on the highest difficulty makes it a completely different game that you really, really have to master the mechanics to be able to get through it. And
do you do the
take your
Iron
time
Man?
with each move. What's that?
Iron Man? Do you do Iron Man? Like,
what does that mean?
So Iron Man means one life run. Like if you die, that's it. You give up. You start a new save.
Oh, I didn't really do it that way. No.
No. Okay.
But so if you're talking about like mega permadeath.
Yeah. Delete the save file. Start a new game.
Yeah. No, I pretty much only have done permadeath, and I haven't tried it that way. But yeah, this is one that I had to just play on maddening because that I don't know. It's the way that they had the gambit system, which I hope comes back in this new one as well. Just made it just a completely like you don't get that mentality of like having just your OP characters tank everything. Like you really gotta freaking strategize.
Yeah, it's kind of funny since we were just talking about Onimusha. I just got an exclusive offer to buy the Onimusha 3 controller. That just popped up here. Sorry to break that up. Grim, you were about to say something.
I just wanted to mention that you mentioned it's got more of a desert vibe, a sort of a Carthage sort of look to it. That's for a reason. If you recall, I believe the name of it might be the world or the continent was Fodland, where Three Houses took place.
Mm-hmm.
To the southwest, there was another continent, and that continent was sort of on that border area. That's where the golden deer. I forget the name. Was it Claude?
Yeah, Claude.
Yeah, Claude.
So that's where he was from, and So the speculation is that this is going to be set on that continent. So it's going to be a cultural shift. Some returning sort of cultural touch points, but as Shred mentioned, the community has speculated that this will be set in the future. But Fire Emblem has done weird things with time travel in the past, so I mean, you mentioned it looks like it's further in the past from an aesthetic point of view. That could just be because of the region, but it's also a Fire Emblem game, so it could be a prequel, not a sequel. So.
Fire Emblem timeline, Zelda timeline, Mario timeline. No fucking timeline makes sense in these fucking Nintendo games.
It's all like they just do whatever they want and then they figure out how to tie it together after the fact.
Just let the fans do the work for them. Or like, we'll eventually put and we'll put one out every 3 years, and then you nerds can do the rest.
Oh, so you mean there's a chance they might bring back Tharja? This man, oh man, then I'd be interested.
They could. They very well could. So let's get this trailer going. It's about 2 minutes and 37 seconds, and let's get this going.
Bold warriors, draw now upon your strength. Hold fast to the devotion in your beating hearts. Hear me now as I declare that the heroic games have begun!
I only want to fight so I can save my father's life.
They have chocobos in this game. They're getting sued.
That fighting is happening in the Coliseum.
What I seek is a great strength. An unyielding strength for any foe. Sheer strength to uphold the faith I hold dear. Above all, I need the strength to lead my people. Strength enough for a queen!
They have gambits.
And then here's Alucard.
It is imperative that I face it again. I must cull it with this blade. My full strength.
There's a man I hate so much that simply killing him will not satisfy me. For that reason, I refuse to die.
It's also Marina.
I won't let you hurt her!
And now warm blood is served in a crude cup.
You think I'd let you deny me my feelings?
I refuse to accept defeat. Not now!
For those who stand upon the final stage, I shall grant whatever wish you may desire. So say I, the Divine Sovereign, that I vow to you.
Yeah, like I said, the art style in this game
The years were long.
looks so much different.
Weren't they? Have you forgotten me so soon?
And then, yeah, 2026. We can stop the sharing right now. But, yeah, like I said, this game just looks... The art style to this game just looks so drastically different. The inspirations do not feel, like I said, high fantasy to me. A lot of it feels like Persian, Carthage, ancient Rome, ancient Greece, stuff that you've seen in other more ancient feeling type of games versus like the high fantasy games. You guys want to share anything else before we go to Bliss? I also got to use the bathroom, so you guys talk a little bit.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
wanted
so there
to...
seems to be less of that fantasy. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. You go ahead.
All right, fine. I was gonna say, so yeah, it for a while, like exactly what he said about the Alucard character, where it looked like it just kind of like broke it because you see this dude also teleport over the thing, where you're just like, okay, so there's where the fantasy stuff comes in. But other than that, it does definitely have that feel to it where where it's like 3 houses, the whole thing kind of took place with like with the monastery and all that stuff. So this one being in that arena, do you actually know if the entirety of the game you are in the arena?
Oh, definitely not.
Or is initially not just once you actually kind of get into the bulk of it?
Yeah, definitely not. We don't know a whole lot, but what I can speculate based off what we saw there is they showed arena fighting in 2 different coliseums. So I think my speculation about the Gladius, where you're traveling between different arenas, might be spot on. Also, my speculation that it could be sort of like Metaphor, where you're on a journey going from city to city. But we did see fighting with, I think her name was Theodora. The first of what I assume are three main NPC characters. She was the first one. She was like the noble woman talking about her house or something. Then the second one being the what you call the Alucard looking guy, the guy that teleported, and the third being what appears to be a bard or a dancer of some sort. I speculate those are going to be our 3 main characters, sort of like we had 3 main NPC characters in 3 houses. But we did see with the Theodora fight that that was in the desert. It wasn't in a coliseum. So my speculation is road trip, like Metaphor, going from coliseum.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying there. You're gonna be like traveling from arena to arena.
And that's also why I think it also has that more Roman inspiration to it, because the Colosseum is such a big part of that time of history. So going from different, Colosseum and Colosseum, working your way up to the big show, like in the big major city, like that could be it as well for me. Bliss, I didn't hear from you. Did you say anything while I was gone? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, not yet. I honestly forgot that Fire Emblem was coming out, so this is like really the first time that I'm seeing a lot of it. So I'm definitely excited, and I'll be buying this day one.
Yeah, I want to see what the collector's edition for that is too. I might do when this comes around. I might do the Fire Emblem unboxing videos for Engage in 3 Houses and the other one, not Awakening, but the other 3DS game that had all of it on one cart and stuff like that. Fates, thank you. I was blanking hard there. Diablo chimes in. So signs of self-insert, which was the norm since Awakening, even though self-insert started GBA ones. Let's blame Awakening for it. Why not? I don't get the self-insert one, to be honest with you there, Diablo. You're going to have to explain that one a little bit more to me, because I don't see it, to be honest with you. But yeah, anyone else have any closing thoughts about Fire Emblem?
Since somebody mentioned the main protagonist, I noticed that the main character was a kid. And this is notable because they've done this in the past when there was Fire Emblem games. We're likely looking at a game that takes place over a very long period of time. There could be a time skip midway through the game. There could be time travel. But the fact that they showed the main character as a child likely means that there's going to be multiple story arcs or multiple acts, which is it makes sense. It's typical for a Fire Emblem game.
I mean, 3 Houses did have a time skip too, where the kids got older.
Yeah. But he was literally a child. He looks like he's maybe 12. The main controllable character, the kid with the blue hair and the dreadlocks.
Yeah. He gave me Deku vibes.
It's that the way that anime works, if he looks like an adult, he's 15, and if he looks like a kid, he's probably like 5.
370 years old, or,
Unless they have green hair in Fire Emblem, which means that if they're green hair and look like a child, then they must be 2,000 years old.
They're an ethereal being that defies all space-time logic.
I think in the lore of this set of Fire Emblem games, green hair does actually mean like you're a divine being or connected to dragons or something.
Okay, cool. That is Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave.
By the way, where was that on y'all's list? You said it was on your list. Was it your number 3 as well?
It was going to be probably on there. I'm doing them kind of like in just whatever order. Because I consider these all to be roughly the same. So if this is this would probably be like, if I had to actually rank them, probably my number 2. so it would have been coming up relatively quickly anyway. But since it was 3 of ours and it was all number 3, I guess it was faith for the gods to all line it up and get it out there. Yeah,
Very much.
So that is 3 people's number 3 games. Just completely saves us probably 45 minutes of conversation right there. Okay, terrific. Bliss, we're going to go back to you then for number 2s. We're already in the top 2s now.
All right, number 2, Neo 3, coming out February 5th.
Okay.
Neo 2 was one of our big playthroughs on our channel. I know DJ at first absolutely hated Neo 2, and then he came to just fall in absolute love with it. Paul loves anything Souls-like. I love the setting. I like the this was like aspect to it as well. And I think Team Ninja does a pretty good job with their Souls-like. It's got that nice blend of like, challenge and difficulty mixed with like kind of like the Team Ninja action. And hopefully, because they've in their games, Team Ninja's kind of gotten away, like with the one set in like China that they had. That I always get it confused with the Black Myth Wukong. It was like Wulong or something like that.
Wu Chang.
Wulong.
Yeah, it was fine, but it just didn't have the same combat and kind of depth that the Neo series has. So I'm really hoping that Neo 3 kind of returns to form, brings back that great action, overhauls the inventory, because my God, Neo 2, it just seemed like you were spending like all the time like sorting through like junk that you picked up that you didn't need. So hopefully they still keep like the items and the variety, but make it a little bit more streamlined. So definitely looking out, and it's my number 2.
All right. Is this anyone else's number 2 before we watch the trailer? Or on anyone else's list? I'll take the silence as a no then. All right, let's get this puppy started then. This is the most recent trailer, actually. This is from 8 days ago.
I trust you'll be able to rid us of this crucible. The light, who traverses time.
Interfere with my course! Become a spirit stone!
So that was the trailer for Neo 3, but they got more. There's a demo that will be available too, by the way.
I'm getting that.
There you go.
Yeah, that actually looks sick.
Yeah, that's the one thing about these Neo games is that they always look so fucking cool. But then I remember their Souls-like kind of combat, and I go, God damn it!
If you get a buddy,
find one and try it. Just let it happen.
Yeah, if you get a buddy to play with, they kind of will get you past some of that pain.
Yeah,
the co-op is done pretty well there. Like you can sit and play through most of the game that way. 2 did some annoying things where like you had to like leave the party, watch a cutscene, and then rejoin each other's games from time to time.
Oh,
so
God.
they fix that stuff too, but it was kind of few and far between. I'm getting picky with that stuff, but overall, it was a lot of fun to play through with buddies.
Grim, how about you? You haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, I've mentioned before I like Souls-likes. I mentioned brought up Code Vein too, but I don't know. I only played the first Neo. I never tried the second one, which by the way, it's 60% off on Steam right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my cart. But I don't know. Like the first game, at least the combat was just a bit too hard for me. Something about the way it played. Again, it's been years and years ago. but yeah, I don't know. Something on that first game just didn't hit for me, and I dropped it and never looked back and never gave the second game a shot. But I don't know. I've cut my teeth on a number of other Souls likes over the years since then. So maybe it's time to go and play through the first two games in preparation for this one. It looks pretty good from
Yeah.
short snippets we saw there.
I know that they ported the first two games to PS5 recently with some quality of life improvements and frame rate adjustments. So I am curious. Maybe I will pick those up and retry those again. Because I always want to like give these ones a try. Because I hear these ones are way less janky than Dark Souls. But kind of like you were saying there, Grim. I beat the first boss of Neo 1. And it wasn't super tough. And then the second boss just felt like, for some reason, like ungodly, just filter level, like tier. And I was just like, why? Why would they make this feel like just too much of a trap for my liking, you know?
Yeah, I will say, like in Neo 2, there was like a certain mechanic. Like once I got to one of the big bosses, and like I was being stubborn, I was like, no, I just don't want to play that way. Until finally, like I was like, okay, like it keeps telling me to do this every time I die. I just went and started doing it, and it wasn't that bad. It actually kind of clicked, and that's I think what like got me over the hurdle. But I definitely, this is one of those ones where, you know, there is like a bunch of like mechanics to the combat to pick up, because like there's a ton of different weapons. They all play so drastically differently, and there's also like ninjutsu, magic, things that you can do with it. So there is a lot there. But you know, I just found like if you get a little bit of time and like get into a rhythm with it, it is a very rewarding game.
Okay. All right. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Fernando, you got any more you like to add to this?
Well, it looks like I said, I've been a little more open to those types of like Souls type of games, and the only one that I'm kind of hitting a brick wall with is like when I try playing the FromSoft ones. But like some of the other ones, it's like, oh, it's a Souls like, but it doesn't feel that bad to me. Like I think part of it just has to do with how it feels to actually fight. It's like I tend to turn away from things that just feel too clunky. So I've never played Neo, but I have seen some gameplay of Neo 2. I don't remember who was streaming it that I was watching, but it does look like the type of game that would pull me in. But like I would have to see how it feels. Like that's for this type of game, that will be the make or break. It's like how does the combat actually feel? Like if there's a weapon that lets me kind of move more like in the way that I want versus, oh, I just have to do like the super slow and clunky type of combat.
Okay, okay. I have nothing else more to say. Bliss, do you have any closing thoughts, or are we good to move on?
Good here.
All right, gents, any other closing thoughts from you guys before we move on?
No, I'm good.
All right, Grim, you're number 2.
All right, this one's technically not confirmed for 2026, but there's been some rumors and leaks going around recently about this one. So I'm going to go ahead and put it as 26. There's just a chance it slips to 27. And that's going to be Clockwork Revolution.
Clockwork Revolution. All right, nice one.
Clockwork Revolution, if you're unaware, it is a game from In Exile. It's an Xbox studio. It is a steampunk time travel game with immersive sim elements and an RPG FPS. And if you know anything about my taste in gaming, which Carl will know a little bit, you'll know that hits like all of my favorite stuff in games. So this one's just if you don't know In Exile, I guess the thing to know in Exile 4 would be Wasteland, and Wasteland 3 especially. Considered one of the best CRPGs ever made, up there with like the likes of a Baldur's Gate 3 or something like that. It's got a lot of really good choice and consequence. There's a lot of like variation and how the story can go. Expect to have a lot of variety in the narrative in this game especially. But then from like the first-person shooting sort of RPG mechanics that we've seen, first-person RPG mechanics we've seen from the gameplay that they've shown, it looks pretty good. I think we'll be getting an update on this one in January as well. So I look forward to that, but I think that's enough of a lead into the trailer.
Yes, this is actually a big trailer too. This is about 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So yeah, let's give this one a shot. I've got something to say after we listen to this.
The glittering streets of Avalon sure do shine, because they swoop their filth down to us.
Get your paper in! Who's for a paper?
Here's to playing in the mud. Life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
You will be paying me back until you fucking rust.
It ain't for the spineless.
Keep your filthy pickers off me!
And it sure as shite ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep for what
There has been a crime! Justice itself has been affronted! I have been burgled!
Lord Griswick. Yes, I got that part. Do you know anyone who might wish you ill? We can't arrest and question everyone. Let's see if we can narrow the suspects down a bit. They were, trust your instincts, sir. Tall, yes, sir.
Built rather slim, well, muscular.
Mm-hmm.
Was very quick, agile.
Go on.
With a mustache. No, larger.
I see.
Quite fashionable. That's the fiend who robbed me.
They got my good side this time. Breaking in is the easy part.
Your brandy, sir.
Getting away with it is the real trick.
These candlesticks ain't gold. Worthless and dull, just like you. Nah, I have a customer. How can I help you?
I'd rather talk to you, Errol. Sounds like I'll get a better deal.
You talk to me first, and him never. Got it?
Uncle's a bit touchy, ain't he, Errol?
Touchy? I say I'm touchy! There. Anything else you'd care to say to Errol? Brains. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it.
Round here, it's all sharp edges, empty pockets, and blood on the cobbles. Goodbye, Silas.
No, no! I'll hurt you, you fucking meatsack! I'll leave you with a pissing bed of peaches!
You'd either got a gang at your back, or a knife in it.
We're family here. Family takes care of its own.
Can't put a price on that, can you?
Them's in charge. They don't keep order. They keep power.
Take this thing into the crucible and melt it.
They just want us beaten, broken, and too scared to fight back.
I don't want to kill him!
That's why it pays to be clever and well-armed. Let's go and end a few arguments. Don't get cocky. They've got a weapon far worse. Time. And if they can rewrite history, they can rewrite us. But look who just found Mummy's keys. Now I can fiddle with time. Put the bullet back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a crawl. take a mistake and make it like it never happened. We can change the world as we know it. One choice at a time. And I can even go back and change the past to change the future. And let me tell you, the hunters don't like it when the rabbits got the gun.
Now let me alone and piss off!
Play it day one with Game Pass.
You know what? I gotta say, I remember watching that trailer with you, Bliss, and Paul and the boys, and I gotta say, goddamn, that is a lot better than I remember it being. To be honest with you.
It looks really good. Like, it makes me want to play it.
Yeah, what would you say, Bliss?
Yeah, it looks super good. Like, I don't know if any of you played an old game called Arcanum. It kind of gives me those vibes.
Tim Kaine. He was involved in NXL, or it wasn't. I don't think he was at NXL himself, but he worked with the people that worked on this game, so that makes sense that it would have similar DNA.
Yeah, but I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, I gotta say that you know what was fucking cool, which it may have been done in another video game, but this is the first time I've seen it. Having time power to get your ammo back. I for some reason that just really wowed me a little bit. There, I was like, that's a fucking cool idea. I don't think I've ever seen in a video game. To be honest with you, because
to me the mechanics that I like a lot are like the rewinding, like basically specifically like where it said, "Oh, you make a mistake and it rewinds," because that's what I used to like. What really got me when I was playing Prince of Persia, but they're adding this now to like the shooter with like the other side abilities and. The ammo one being one of them, being able to create cover by reconstructing things that are destroyed, stuff like that. And it's like, okay, this looks like it's gonna be real. You can get some pretty creative mechanics off of that. I actually really want to try this out. And at first, like watching this trailer, I was just kind of like, I'll probably just watch somebody else play it because it looked more like one of those RPGs where you just rather watch or listen to the story or whatever. But then actually seeing the gameplay, I'm like, okay, this could very easily draw me in.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very curious to see how this change the past and time travel story elements work. NXL is really known for in-depth choices in their RPGs, so I'm very curious to see how in-depth these choices are and how deep they go with like this time mechanic. And you saw how the world just keeps changing depending on like what choices they change and what things they do. So it's like, oh man, this is getting me a little bit more interested in this game. And I know that the devs have actually been working with it on Steam Deck as of last year, if I recall correctly. So I do think this game is very close to being done.
Yeah, they said in that trailer, like that trailer looks like a game that could be coming out tomorrow, right? But in the trailer, they said coming out when it's damn ready or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine what they're doing right now is like a heavy polish phase because like they can have the main game down, but when you've got all these different options, like for an immersive sim or for an RPG with a lot of options or choices. You've got all these different states that the game can be in, so it requires a lot more polish and bug fixing than other games typically do.
Yeah, plus this is the first like real title they're releasing under the Microsoft banner, and in Exile, I think they had like a lot of growth as well after Microsoft bought them, and then COVID hit and slowed them down a little, everyone down, but for the most part. So I think they really want to make this like their big magnum opus.
I mean, and this was the pitch that got Xbox to buy them. Like they pitched this game to them when they bought them back in 2018.
Yeah.
This game's been in development in one way or another for at least 7 years, almost 8.
Yeah, and I Microsoft, you could tell, really has a lot of faith in this one because I think this was what they closed out this year's showcase with, if I recall correctly. So
I couldn't.
I don't remember.
I think this was their closer. That's just what I was thinking.
And I will say too, when they're talking about choices, these aren't like the kind of choices that are like the fake choices, where what you choose doesn't really matter.
Right.
It's like in Wasteland, like the choices you make drastically change the levels. So it looks like they're going for that same type of thing here, and I think it's going to be really good, and then probably one game that you have to play through multiple times.
Oh, this game looks like it's going to have immense replay value, and if that's the case, I don't want to put the jinx on it yet, but this could be a game that makes a lot of noise if it delivers. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, for sure. I think this game, out of everything we've talked about so far, has the most potential. Maybe Fire Emblem could as well, but like this game, I feel like it's, as long as it doesn't fuck it up, like I feel like it's gonna be showing up in the awards at the end of the year.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. I want games like this to succeed because that means that we get a lot more variety and good storytelling and in-depth gameplay mechanics in the future. Something to raise the bar for a lot of people, I guess you could say. Fernando, do you have any closing thoughts? Your mic's muted, Fernando, if you can hear me, or if you stepped away. I think he stepped away for a second. Okay, then. Oh, wait.
All right, I'm back.
I was gonna say, do you have any closing
Yeah, I did
thoughts?
have to step away. My dad called.
No problem. Everything good?
No, so I kind of missed what you guys were just saying when I had to step away, but yeah, like overall, I think I kind of said at the beginning how it's like once I saw the actual like shootouts and stuff like that, like first person shooters. I mean, there's a million of them, but like implementing like this kind of story, like the writing seems to be like actually good and not like the millennial / Marvel writing. It's got creative mechanics, and I'm seeing like it might have a lot of potential when it comes to the way that you can use a lot of the time traveling thing, like the time control. I should rephrase that. So this might actually be one that I'm gonna be keeping an eye on for sure. Like that actually did look really good.
Okay, terrific. Then let's go with your number 2, Fernando.
So I'm gonna show this as number 2, although this one probably should have been number 5 because my number 5. I mean, I set the Meat Boy, and then from there I just kind of shuffled them around. But yeah, this one is called Nevergrave, The Witch and the Curse.
Okay.
And this one was one that's a little more, in terms of gameplay, it seems like it's up my alley. As a Metroidvania, which apparently is also like a Metroidvania roguelite. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be more along the lines of like what Dead Cells was, more or less.
Yeah, this from the.
It's got more like. Yeah, it's like watching a lot of the gameplay of it. I don't know if you would want me to like elaborate on it once we see the trailer, or
just talk about what you
like,
want,
it's
and
easier
then
to show than to explain.
It's up to you. Do you want to
Yeah,
talk
because like
about
one of
it,
the
or-
main selling points for me too is that it's also multiplayer, which is one of the other things, which I'm very curious about how this is gonna work.
All right, well, let's give it a play, shall we?
This guy sucks.
right, that does look very interesting. Fernando, do you have any more things you'd like to say now that we've shown it off?
Yeah, so to me, like it's, and I know because our buddy JM was actually giving me shit for this because I compare a lot of things to Hollow Knight because that's kind of like the base of like what kind of gets me my attention. So, and a lot of like the level layouts does seem kind of like that, which kind of takes me back to like playing that, which is one of my favorite games. But on top of that, it also looks like there's a bit of a like a Kirby vibe to it with like the possession mechanic and some of the powers that you get. So that's one thing that really caught my interest. The whole thing of it also being multiplayer really got my attention. It's like, huh. So this type of game that I can actually just have other people just kind of shoot the shit with while we're just playing through this. That's interesting to me. And then I don't know too much about like because it looks like they're gonna have some kind of like base base thing to it aspect where like you have a base that you work on and get items for or whatever. Like you're like the village and farming and stuff. So I don't know if that's gonna be actually fun or just tedious. With me, it's very hit or miss. But overall, it seems like like the combat and seems to be very interesting. I don't know how heavily they're gonna lean into exploration, but that I don't know. This one was one that really got my curiosity, and I'm gonna be like I added it to my list.
Okay, cool. Grim, you sound like you had something to say about this earlier, so you got something to say?
Sure. This is one I've had my eye on for a little while as well. So just some clarification, this is actually a roguelike Metroidvania. So basically the way it works is you'll go back to your village after every run, but the Metroidvania like maps will be procedurally generated.
Like what I was saying with Dead Cells, then.
Yeah. I think Dead Cells is probably your closest point of comparison, and I think that question about what will the village do? Like, will there be progression mechanics locked to the village? Like, maybe it's not just rebuilding a village for aesthetic reasons. Maybe it's like you rebuild the blacksmith's house, and now you can get upgrades to your damage or something
like the Hades mechanic with
yeah,
that, right?
Hades or maybe there's a lot of roguelites that you could look to. So I think that's probably what the village is going to do. That I hope that's not just me projecting what I want it to do onto it. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one as well. I'm always a fan of witch aesthetics as well, so that's fun to see. And I don't know, the gameplay looks a little bit on the easy side from what we were seeing. I'm thinking probably the reason for that is I mentioned earlier with Bloodstained, the Scarlet engagement. This is probably more in the line of the Castlevania likes, where you can make yourself really powerful. I imagine the game it wouldn't be because we saw like one of the characters one shot like a really big enemy or something. I'm like, it's probably due to the higher level play or something.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited for this one. It reminds me a lot of Rogue Legacy is another one.
Oh yeah, I played that a long time ago.
Yeah, the Rogue Legacy 2 is pretty good too if you haven't played that.
I've not.
Bliss.
Yeah, I think I'll probably play this one probably on stream because this looks like a Seth/DJ type game. So I'm to him now. So yeah, I got this one on my radar. It looks fun. I'm interested to see what the that kind of hat taking over the different creatures does. So I'm always up for a good roguelike. The Metroidvania stuff should be fun as well.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Don't know if I'm going to play this right away. I'll probably watch some people play first and kind of get a vibe for it before I go out there and play it. Kind of like Hades, where I had to watch someone to get into it, and then I became a huge fan of Hades after that. So hopefully this kind of follows up as well with that, especially the multiplayer aspect to it. I wonder how that one's going to work, and hopefully it doesn't have any connection issues.
Yeah, that's kind of these games' bane. Is if they have co-op and it's broken, It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, even though Power World did not have too many issues, I want to say it wasn't the most sound stably connective wise, for sure. Fernando, any closing statements?
No, I think that about covers it.
Grim?
That's it.
Bliss?
Get here.
All right, we're good. Okay, we're going to go on now to my number 2. A game that keeps impressing me the more they show of it, and is a sequel to another running line of games that I've enjoyed, but more importantly, my wife has enjoyed even more than me. And this new trailer for this new mechanic that they added to the game is so interesting and cool that it just kind of caught me off guard. And it really seems Capcom is trying to make this a bigger thing than originally what they were supposed to be. Monster Hunter World's not Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Stories number 3 seems to be taking this RPG series to the next level. And this new trailer, Habitat Restoration trailer, is such a cool idea that if it turns out to be like big and important, it could be a game changer. So let's give this one a watch.
O sacred stone, join rider and spirit in unfailing kinship.
Bind thy untamed spirit to mine.
The process is threatened by what we call invasive monsters. They endanger the ecosystem by trying to take over another's territory.
Invasive? And I suppose it's your duty to reclaim this territory then?
Hurry!
It could be an ultra-rare endangered species!
That's a Rathian, an endangered species.
When we find an endangered species egg, we take it and hatch it. Then we can return it to the wild, bolstering the population.
Oh yeah, would you call it eco-restore?
Habitat restoration.
This is no relationship of convenience. We understand them and create the right environment for them to thrive. This is a ranger's duty we can fulfill.
Would you mind terribly if I gave you a hand with that particular process? It looks like a Palico's gotta do what a Palico's gotta do, I suppose. Ready, and... Somnicat won't come back to get you.
You sure?
These kind folks drove the thing off.
Who are they?
So yeah, that is the trailer for Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Stories 3. I keep wanting to say Monster Hunter World. I don't know why.
Yeah. There are two things I saw in there that really made me go, okay, I may be sold on this one. You got a baby Rathian, and you get to ride a Magnamalo? What?
Yeah. In both of these, I think in the last game too, they could ride a Magnamalo as well.
Huh.
Yeah, these games are a drastic departure from the Monster Hunter concept of kill monster, make armor of monster deal.
Right.
This one is more of a turn-based JRPG with a heavy focus on, bond and friendship and stuff like that. I know they recently did a remake of the first one that was fully voice acted and with quality of life improvements. On top of that too, they actually ported all the DLC into that game, including the Japanese only content. And then the second one is also really damn good. These are some very heavy cinematic, very fun JRPGs, but this one looks like they're really investing into making it like the GOAT of this series. And they, like I said, the eco restoration that looks really cool and has a pretty cool concept behind it. I think it's just cool to put that out there. And I'm getting more and more excited for this one. It's also coming to every platform day one, whereas the other ones kind of took a while. Like the Xbox versions just came in November, so I've been slowly working my way through that one as well. But my wife really loves these games. I've been hammering out the news about it, and I want more people to play it because I feel like this shouldn't be a niche franchise. I feel like this could be a top tier JRPG. Fernando, do you have any more that you want to add on to it?
No, for like well, other than like the fact that it's like a completely different thing from like the normal Monster Hunter stuff. Monster Hunter is one of those games that I love all the like all the aesthetic and like the I guess lore, I guess you could call it, like the effort that they put into like the design of the monsters and all that. So seeing a different style of game that kind of still ties into that is something that does pique my curiosity. And because I know you've like sent me links every time like the stories 1 and 2 go on sale and stuff like that, and I just been putting it off because I'm just like, man, I just already have too many games. But like 3, since you already played the first 2, like would you know if like I would be able to just like jump in on 3? Or
Yeah, they're all self-contained stories.
Okay, good.
And you can play them too. You have access to my Steam account. I own them both on Steam.
Right. Like my issue is just like the time, you know.
I know.
I maybe get like about somewhere in the ballpark of like 6 to 8 hours a week to play if I'm lucky.
Yeah. But any other thoughts before I throw it to someone else?
No, I think I cover it here.
I'll throw it to Bliss then. Bliss, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the Monster Hunter series. I haven't done too much into the stories. One thing I would like, I don't know, watching that trailer is just like, I wish the JRPG fantasies, like, it didn't all have to be like goody two shoes. Like, can we get some like characters with some depth, maybe? Not everyone's like pure of heart. I don't know, but it looks good. Like, I'm not gonna beat up or anything. It's just like, I don't know. I sometimes like I like JRPGs, but the fantasy ones sometimes it's just always too like everyone has to be so pure hearted, save the world type of thing. It's just like, okay, enough.
Grim, how about you?
Yeah, I'm not I've never been really a big Monster Hunter guy. I tried to play Monster Hunter back on the PSP, and that was fine. But the modern incarnation, starting like 2014 with World. When was that? Was that right?
Yes.
Something. Yeah. I don't know. I've just never really clicked with anything about the Monster Hunter games. Both from the gameplay perspective of the main series, and just the world building didn't really click with me either. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I might like these more because I like turn-based JRPGs, but it seems like these are made for fans of the mainline Monster Hunter games. This is going to be a big pass for me, but I'm happy for fans.
All right, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I would say even if you're not a big fan, my wife's was not a huge fan of the Monster Hunter lore. She kind of just came into it, and I would say if you weren't a huge fan of Monster Hunter, it might make you a fan of Monster Hunter. But like I said, it's all up to you. I like these games a lot. My wife loves them. And I feel like I wanted to show this one off because this one's also coming really soon. It comes out in March. And I think this one, like I said to Fernando, you don't have to be versed in lore. They're all their own standalone stories. They all have different protagonists. And yeah, so if you want to hop in this one and maybe check out the other ones, I would say go for it. Play how you want. But that is my number 2, Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflections. Alrighty. Now let's go on to our number 1s. We are at the end. Games that we are most hyped about. And we'll start off again with you, Bliss. What is the one that you want to end off your list at?
Well, it's the only one I probably haven't talked about in the Warhammer series. And really put it over the top for me is you get to play as a battle sister. It is Bolt Gun 2, which is coming out sometime in 2026.
Bolt Gun 2. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of hits all the right notes for me. It's like the classic kind of like boomer shooter or arena shooter, if you want to call it that. The original Bolt Gun like carried on the story from the original Space Marine back when we didn't know if we were going to get a sequel or not. And I don't know, just the old fashioned like FPS shooter type. They're going to add like supposedly some sort of like branching story paths, or maybe it's going to be like different choices will take you down different parts of the map. I don't know. I'm excited. I think Bolt Gun was like a solid foundation to build upon, so I'm really excited to see what they do with Bolt Gun 2.
Okay, so here's the trailer for Bolt Gun 2, about 2-minute trailer. All right, that is Bolt Gun 2 coming out early or sometime next year. Don't want to say early. Fernando.
I know, man. The music seemed a little heavy for me. Yeah, that immediately had me going, oh, okay. No, that actually did look pretty cool though. Like it like I have never played any of the Warhammer or any of those, but this like it really had that Doom feel to it that I really like. Just going in, blowing shit up, just a high energy, high T type of feel to it. That actually does look pretty freaking sick.
Yeah, Bolt Gun it's got that visceral feeling to it, so it's good to just go in there and let off some steam.
Yeah, destroy the heretics.
Grim.
Yeah, I remember watching back when the first game came out. Skill Up did a review of it. He was like praising the game endlessly. He was saying it was probably going to be one of his top games of that year. And I went and purchased the game immediately and then forgot about it. I like boomer shooters. I'm a fan, but one issue that I've always found with the boomer shooters is they are intensely difficult, and I am just not that good. but I would love to try this out. I've got the first game. I just went and grabbed the expansion. I think I might play that when we're done here.
Yeah. I know that these games have been relatively good. I know Paul really loves them, so I just haven't been playing too many boomer shooters. I've been trying to get into games like Forgive Me Father and so on and so forth. I have nothing really bad to say about them. I just know that they have a lot of dedicated fans, and I know this one is a highly anticipated sequel. And you said you play as a Shadow Sister? What was the
A
correct
Battle
name?
Sister.
Battle Sister, okay.
Yeah, so there's two. You can play as the Space Marine from the first game, or you can play as the Battle Sister. I think the Battle Sister will be like a bit more movement based and like a little bit more agile, where the Space Marine obviously would be like a little bit more tanky.
Yeah. And what's the lore behind that? Because I'm not too familiar with the Warhammer lore, but every weirdo online tells me there's no women in these universes. So I'm learning. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. So can you why don't you explain this lore to me? I'm curious.
Yeah, so you can't have a female Space Marine because of just the genetics. They're the sons of the Emperor. The Battle Sisters are kind of just like nuns. The thing was like the priests could not have soldiers in place, but they had a loophole around that. There was nothing saying that the nuns couldn't be in the army. So basically, the women, which are like kind of more like beautiful but scarred, just totally freaks on the battlefield. Like you go and you look like this Warhammer goes all the way back to the 1980s. It's like you want to see some twisted sick stuff. It's like they're just out there with their boobs hanging out on the battlefield. They've got like men kind of displayed out on giant wheeled machines as like a punishment. They try to go get redemption. There's whole series of like web videos you can watch of like the histories, the different factions in Warhammer. It is just freaking nuts. But yeah, the Battle Sisters are Adeptus Sororitas. Yeah, just basically battle nuns.
Okay. All right, fair enough. And Ando says looks good, but I have no experience with Warhammer World. I don't either, Ando, but I love the Space Marine games as well. So I have a tentative idea. I had some friends in middle school that could play it, but I was poor, so I couldn't afford the little models like they could.
One thing I've learned about Warhammer and Warhammer 40k as well is like the lore is so deep that you really just have to pick somewhere and jump in. There's not a good starting point. It's just whatever piques your interest the most. Like jump in, and once you get into it, the lore like is just so incredible that you want to learn more.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I mean, there's just so much of it. There's so many books, so many things. Like, I don't think anyone really has a good handle on all of it. Even with the thing, they're like the Warhammer lore is just kind of foggy, and they say like the victors get to rewrite history as it goes. So you know, just pick something that you're kind of interested in. It is very grim dark. Everything's like messed up and fucked up. If you like the kind of funnier stuff, go for the orcs. If you like, you know, let's like the battle monks. That'd be like the Space Marine type of stuff. And there's like more of like your detective style stuff, which is more of like the Inquisitor. There's probably something for everyone, and you just gotta like pick something and just give it a try, and then you'll just start picking up more and more about the lore. But there's so much like there's so many books, so many different games, so many different like things with Warhammer.
You're breaking up a little bit, Bliss.
I was to say, yeah, just pick a place, pick something that interests you, see if you like it.
All right, cool. Fernando, any closing thoughts?
Other than like not really, other than it's just gonna be another one that I'm gonna add to my therapeutic list, I guess, because that's kind of how I view some of these games. Yeah, like I play the way that like how I would play Diablo or Doom and stuff like that. It's gonna be nice because, like I said, I know nothing about Warhammer. Like I only get little tidbits here and there from some I'll see on Twitter from posts that JM probably likes. I'm just assuming. So that's. But like the gameplay itself just looks like, yeah, I'm probably gonna enjoy this. I have no idea how long the game will be or any of that, but That's definitely gonna be one of those. I just kind of want to unwind for a bit.
Fair enough. Grim?
No final thoughts. I think we've already said a good bit.
All right, Bliss, any closing, or are we good to move?
Good to go. Actually, if you want to learn about Warhammer, there's a little comedy video out there, The Space King. Watch that. That'll give you a good primer.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Grim, you're number one.
All right, Judas.
Ah, yes, Judas Priest.
Yeah, different Judas. But this is the next game from Ken Levine from Ghost Story Games. Ken Levine, you might know as the director of System Shock 2, BioShock, and BioShock Infinite. Those are some games that carry some weight with them. He is one of the fathers, alongside some of the staff from Looking Glass Studio, of the sort of tradition of immersive sims. He doesn't really consider his games immersive sims. He considers them just a branch of shooters. But Judas is unique in a number of ways. First off, again, from the lineage of System Shock 2, BioShock, and BioShock Infinite, this will be an intensely story-based game. We can expect a narrative that will be incredible. We talk about BioShock and BioShock Infinite having some of the best plot twists of all time, System Shock 2 having one of the best villains of all time in all video games. The narrative part speaks for itself just based on its pedigree. But where this game makes itself a little bit more unique is that they're doing a form of procedural generation that I don't think anyone else has ever tried before. And that is they're doing a very strictly controlled but procedurally generated narrative. And this is in the form of what Ken Levine calls narrative Legos. So this means that every player for the game is going to have a slightly different story, but each of the stories is going to be closely authored and closely troubleshooted and QA tested, so that each story is going to unfold differently. You'll go to different maps, but you'll have the same story across different maps, or maybe you'll have different stories across the same map. You'll have the same characters, but each one fills out different roles, and you have three main characters that you're trying to side with. It's the father, the wife, and the daughter of a family, and each one is trying to do different things, and you can side with each one, and each one has their own sort of hidden relationship meter. And so based on how you side with one side or the other, the narrative will shift, and you'll get different opportunities will come up to you. It's a very dynamic story. It's almost trying to do, I guess now that we have AI, you could actually do what this game's trying to do, but this is doing without AI, trying to have dynamically reactive narrative in a narrative focused game, which is very unique. Also, it's a first-person shooter immersive sim with some pretty good-looking gameplay too. So there's that. But for me, as someone for whom narrative is very important, and especially in RPGs, this one it looks incredible. It's very experimental. I hope it's as good as it sounds.
Yes, indeed. And we got our friend Miss Demibachi. Hi, Sammy. How you doing, girl? It's good to see you. And here is the trailer for Judas.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Say hi back.
Of course they know.
What if I told you that every word you say is being recorded? Every thought you've ever had? Your love. Your fear. Your hate. We're just planted in your brain like weeds in a garden. What would you do to free yourself? We both know the answer to that question. Nothing. You are the frog in a pot. Oh, slowly. You don't even know what's happening. But I'm here to set you free. Whether you like it or not.
That was the trailer for Judas. Why is this running again? I pause it. Let's go with you, Bliss. What did you think about that trailer?
All right, I'm gonna go with the opposite I said about JRPGs, fantasy JRPGs. Like, can you make something a little happier, please? Thank you. No, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love immersive sims. BioShock was obviously just one of my favorite games, so I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, it does give me very heavy BioShock vibes. It looks pretty cool so far. After Grimm's explanation, I'm more interested in this game than I was originally. I'm kind of not shocked that this was your number one, to be honest with you, Grimm, from what I know about you. So I should have seen this coming. No Persona pun intended there, but yeah, I haven't seen this trailer in quite some time, and re-looking at it, it does look pretty good. Fernando.
So to be completely honest, I had no idea what was really going on there. I mean, it does look pretty flashy. That's like I've never played any of the BioShock games, despite how much praise they get. I know our buddy JM also says that that's one of his favorite games, and that's just the backlog is long, man. So like I honestly like looking at the trailer without having any of the other, you know, like knowing how the other games play. It's very hard to get out of it like what this is gonna be.
No context. I think
Right.
probably your closest point of comparison is probably that Clockwork Revolution from earlier. Very similar
Okay.
gameplay.
Yeah, because like that one looked really good. Like that one really got me very interested. So if this one's anything like that, yeah, I'm gonna have to suffer with the big backlog.
Yeah, I think you can expect very similar gameplay between those two. Instead of time travel, though, you might like produce fire out of your hand or something. Similar sort of powers.
Right.
Mixed with
Yeah.
a first-person shooter.
Yeah, if you play BioShock or System Shock, you will get a good feel for probably how this is going to feel like.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have not much more to say about this game. Bliss, do you have anything more you'd like to add?
Nothing for me.
Fernando?
No, I think that's it.
Grimm, final thoughts.
I think we're good to move on.
All right. That was Grimm's number one game, Judas. All right. Fernando, your number one game.
All right, so here we're gonna put up some nerd shit. We got Slay the Spire 2.
Oh baby.
That is one that a little different from what we've been seeing most of the night, because like this is like the first one that's actually like with cards. And I don't know if how many of you are familiar with Slay the Spire, but it's one of those. It's again a roguelite, but it's a deck building one, not like going around hacking and slashing and all that. It's hard to explain. It's easier for. I don't know if this trailer actually shows how it's played, so I kind of would rather watch this first, and then we can kind of give a little more context to what this is.
All right, let's get it started. This is minute 30.
On the floor lies a tome covered in blood, titled Top Ways to Conquer the Spire. You find this manuscript highly suspicious because it's covered in blood. You read the book, covering your hands in blood.
This looks like it got delayed from that trailer.
Right. Okay, so I'm glad that it did kind of show some of like the, like it's not telling you how to play. Well, it kind of did, but actually showing gameplay of it, like the cards show up and kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like actually playing it. And one of these things, it looks like there's a lot that's going to be just like the first one, but they added a couple things here and there and all that. But this one is less like high energy as like a lot of these other games have been. This one's much more like decision making. So like you kind of, it's like what it said in Blood in there, where it said adjust to what you get. Like you don't get to have everything that you want to get together. You see choices, you make the choice of like what you're gonna add. You kind of start kind of weighing. It's a lot of risk assessment. And yeah, like I said, it's nerd shit. Like you play with cards and you make it through the map. You get enemies. It's turn based. They attack you, and then on your turn, based on your hand, you play them in a certain order to try to combo your powers and attacks to basically maximize what you can do on your own turn before they decide it's their turn. They smack you again.
Okay, Grim, you have any thoughts about this?
Sorry, my mind like skip me and come back to me.
Bliss.
I mean, to be fair, all of the stuff we've watched tonight has been nerd shit. So I think, you know, the deck building roguelikes, they're kind of cozy. I played some of Slay the Spire 1, and so I think this is a good number one choice. It should be good. I love the strategy and building out the deck. So I guess the question for me is, what is this going to do that's new? Which I'm kind of excited to see, because you know, Slay the Spire was always one of those games where it's just like you get a run, you think you're building it out really well, and then something wrecks you right at the end. So you're always going to have to do one more run to try to pick up the pieces that are left of your broken heart.
Yeah, you just get that kick in the nuts, and like sometimes you just can't let it go. You got to get revenge.
So I'm a big fan of these games. I've got a big place in my heart for them, so I'm excited for this.
Yeah, because one of the other things about this game too is that it's one of those games that's very simple to learn. So like you can just play, like you get it brand new, you play at the lowest difficulty and everything, you learn to play it, and like like it's like you said, it's cozy. Like it doesn't have to be all freaking sweaty nonsense. But then it does have the ramping difficulty if should you choose to pursue that, where you can be like in Slay the Spire 1, they were called ascensions. So like level, like difficulty 1 is ascension 1, then 2, 3, all the way up to 20, where they just added ridiculous stat buffs and stuff like that to the enemies. I think like one of them, it's like the last boss is actually 2 bosses that you have to fight back to back. So things like that. So yeah, you can make it as sweaty and challenging as you're willing to make it for yourself, or you can just play normally and just have it be cozy and not want to freaking tear your hair out.
Exactly.
Grim?
Yeah, I got thoughts now. Sorry. I don't know what happened earlier. You called on me and my brain just short-circuited. Yeah, I'm generally not a big fan of card-like deck builders, but here recently I've been playing a lot of, this year I played a lot of Vampire Survivors, and then I recently was playing Ball Pit, and I've played a few of those sort of games, and after watching that gameplay, I'm like, you know, it's really not that different. I just have to get around the sort of mental block, because I just, in real life, don't like cards in general. But I think I need to go back and give that game a shot, the first one. I've heard incredible things about it, like one of the best indie games. So,
it's great.
yeah, I think I should. I think I should load that up on my Steam Deck and just have that as a game I can play. I've got a trip coming up here soon, so.
One of the things about it too.
Go ahead.
Because one of the things about it too, so like if you're coming into this, is that you got like the base stuff that you can play with, and then if you decide you want to look for something more while sticking to that, there's like a million mods that just add different characters, different cards and mechanics to it. Like they added like Pokemon, they added Hollow Knight, they added Yu-Gi-Oh and all this stuff, and and some of them are better than others, but like there's like a million things you can experiment with the mods because apparently it has a very huge community of people that love tweaking it.
I'll replay the first one and give it a go.
The old college try right there, Grim.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have no opinions about it. I like watching you play these games, Fernando, but generally speaking, I have no interest in playing these games. So, looking forward to you actually playing this when it comes out next year sometime.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's next year and then it doesn't get delayed again.
I don't think it is. I think they were, from what I was reading, they are pretty firm that it's going to be coming out. I mean, what could really be holding them up, you know?
Right.
Let's just be honest here. I'm not trying to insult the devs, but this is a sequel to a game that doesn't look like it's that graphically demanding or anything else like that. You should be relatively good to go here. The only challenge
It should just be the balancing, because balancing card effects like that can be very tismy.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's easier to patch out later. I think it's just to make it feel like a sequel and not just a glorified DLC, you know?
Right.
So, that's all I have to say. We'll go back around the board one more time. Bliss, any thoughts?
Nope.
Grim, any final thoughts?
Nope.
Fernando, any final thoughts?
No, I think we're good.
All right, that was Fernando's #1 game, Slay the Spire 2. And we got our friend Mr. Nerdtix joining us saying, "What's up, everybody? What's up with you, buddy? Hope you're having a good day and you had a good time today." For me, this will be my final game, my #1 here. For a lot of people, they're huge fans of Kojima, and I personally don't see the hype with him all the time. I don't think he's a bad dev. I just don't really worship him like a lot of people. But this guy is my Kojima. He is my favorite Japanese dev who does a bunch of wacky, crazy, out there, over the top kind of games. That is good old Suda51, and he's coming back with another game called Romeo is a Dead Man. And the trailer for this, the first time I saw it was a trippy one, but here is the release date trailer. This is a minute 30, so let's just watch it and get on with it.
My name is Dead Man. What is your name?
Julia.
You and I are the same. Are you the one destroying it?
I think my consciousness is making me do it.
You're still waiting?
Yeah.
Dead man?
I have to sign some documents.
Am I supposed to understand what you're talking about?
Look at the time. I'll be waiting over there.
We found you. Yeah?
So that is my #1 game. That this is one of what I would call the Atom games, as we would go out there. I love all his wacky games. Killer 7, Killer is Dead, Lollipop Chainsaw, especially the No More Heroes games. I know, Fernando, you watched me play one of those ones.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with all these like very over the top wacky games he puts out. They're very Japanese, and sometimes it feels like you have to be Japanese to understand some of the humor and references. Because there's been times where I'm like playing a game, I'm like, I don't get this this feels like I need to be raised in Japanese culture to understand this one a little bit more.
I'm too uncultured for this.
Yeah, more than anything out there. And I'm excited about this one. It's got a relatively early release date, February 11th, so I don't have to wait too long for this one. There's not much more to say. If you like these Lollipop Chainsaw Repop and all this other stuff, I just was excited. You know, I always get excited. Like, I feel like Kojima fans. This is how I feel for you guys when you see a Kojima game. You know, this is my type of thing. When I see a Suda 51 product,
no, don't say that.
I'm getting
feel the urge to get your tonsils massaged.
We got a couple things here. Nerdtick says, "Oh, I actually saw the title of this one recently. Was wondering what it was about." And then Demi says, "I was closing my eyes until this music came out. What the fuck?"
Really try to go to sleep, and then that starts blasting.
And then no more heroes with guns and a crazier plot. Fernando says you were very talkative. You got anything like that of this one first?
Okay, so that one, like, right away felt like, again, that thing that I like about some of these games where they look very high energy, and it's like you see the gameplay, you see like freaking hacking and slashing with the numbers popping up. I assume it's gonna have like RPG elements to it as well, like you gotta get your builds, or how exactly like that would be kind of like the question, where if it's like one of those where it's like a linear gameplay, or is it one of those where you get your chance to like make your build and do all that sort of thing.
I didn't see too much about that to kind of cut you off, but I've also been more mum on this one. I've been not trying to look too much into it.
Okay, fair enough. Because yeah, it's like it definitely looks very interesting. Like it really tries to kind of draw you into like just like very stimulating. I guess that's the word I'm trying to look for.
There you go. That's a word.
Yeah.
Grim.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at with this game. I mean, like you say, it's like I think I have to play a Suda 51 game at some point to understand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I always like the UI. Like that's the main thing. I always look at these games. I'm like, oh, that's a really cool looking UI. Persona should learn from this. But yeah, I don't know. I really can't give any thoughts on this. I know these games do well with the audience that they're targeting. So
yeah, it's autistic people.
Yeah. We all have the tism here.
I am one of them. No, fair enough, Grim. Fair enough. Suda 51 is the hipster version of Kojima, if you ask me. Where it's just like Kojima's more mainstream and Suda's like that grindhouse kind of like artsy, like weirdo chaotic one. And it's like he's the one that puts the banana tape to the wall, and that's what it feels like. It's like, oh, you don't understand because you're not true artiste.
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. Bliss.
I think this is one of those games where I'm either gonna love it or hate it. I have no idea what it is yet. Looks kind of cool, but I think I'll have to wait to see how it plays, or even what kind of game this really is, before I can tell you. So,
have you guys
interested, but no idea.
Have you guys ever played Lollipop Chainsaw?
I have not.
I've
heard you mention it a few times.
Grim, have you played Lollipop Chainsaw?
I have not. Didn't it get a remaster?
It did.
Repop. That was last year, right?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it was last year. Or was it this year? I can't remember. I'm still waiting for my collector's edition from Limited Run Games, so it all blurs to me. If you want to try a Suda 51 game out and get a feel for it first, start with either Lollipop Chainsaw or No More Heroes. Just go with one of those one first, because those are about the easiest ones out there. But most of these games are on PC, and they go on sale very often, sometimes as low as $1.99. Like I said, Killer is Dead, Lollipop Chainsaw, No More Heroes 1, 2, and 3. They're all over the top, all very Japanesey, and I would say sometimes you kind of have to look into a lot of like that extra lore out there, you know. You don't have to do too much for it, all right? I should say that much. Like you don't have to learn like outside lore. But if you're like a big weeb or a Japanese fan, or a fan of Japanese culture, it might help you get some of the references a little bit easier. Kojima feels like he appeals more to the West, whereas Suda feels like he appeals more to the East, especially the Japanese market. Also, Ando says, for me, looking forward to Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Mouse PI. Yes, we did talk about Mouse PI, but yeah, I'm also excited about Kiwami 3. But that was one that I wanted to leave off there, too, a little bit more. Let's go around the horn one more time. Shred, any closing thoughts?
I got nothing.
Grim, any closing thoughts on that?
This game in particular, no.
All right. Bliss, any closing thoughts on this?
What a weird game. Looks good.
That sums up that could just be the review of every Suda 51 game. What a weird game. That's it. Okay.
Ruffle your jammies.
And that will close out our number ones, and that will close out this episode of the show. You got all our top 5 games out there. Pretty solid list. If you want, if you didn't see it, go back and watch it from the beginning, because there was a lot of great things out there. Grim, we're going to start with you. What are your final thoughts on everything you just watched? Thoughts about 2026, and since you don't really have anything to plug, just kind of give us a big hoot and holler for that.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. 2026 looks to be a really good year for games. I mean, a lot of people will talk about how Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to eat everybody's lunches, but I think we've learned from this year, and I think we can see in everybody's choices that there's a lot more to gaming than just the AAA games. And I think I actually had more AAA games than anyone else here.
Yeah, that's ironic.
Yeah. Usually not my thing, but yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot to look forward to in this year. So that's my main thing. Also, there was a game I forgot to mention during the honorable mentions. I just wanted to shout it out real quick.
Sure.
Let's see. Get the name of it right. It's called Edge of Memories. It's from this French studio inspired by Final Fantasy. Tell me if you've heard that one before. They did a JRPG like 4 or 5 years ago called Edge of Eternity, and this that was their take on a Final Fantasy style game. Okay. Edge of Memories seems to be their take on like a Tales of game. It looks really good. It's a lot more polished than the first one. They've got a publisher behind them now. It's like an anime style action JRPG. Again, just wanted to shout that one out. I meant to shout it out earlier, but somehow missed my list.
Okay, cool. I know that game. That was very janky, that first game, but
yeah. This one looks a lot better.
Goon of Memories.
That's funny.
But yeah, you can use that as my shout out, I guess.
All right, cool. Go check that out. Go check out Edge of Memories 2. What was the first game called? I'm blanking.
Edge of Eternity was the first game. Edge of Memories is the new one.
All right, cool. Check out Edge of Memories as well if you want to check out their first game. It's available pretty much on everything but Switch, and it wasn't that bad. It was a little janky, but it was their first game, so you kind of grade them on a curve. All right, thank you very much, Grim. You got to get back to me about an episode of Legacy Loading, too. You haven't gotten back to me about that, too. Well, I got you on here.
Sure. I'll have to look into a little more, but yeah.
All right, cool. We'll talk more about that offline. Thank you, Grim. Appreciate you for coming on, and I appreciate you even more. All right, let's go to Bliss. Your final thoughts and shout-outs?
Yeah. I think we're coming out of just a great year for games, and it's good to see that like this next year is shaping up to be another huge year. I think we're seeing just like a ton of different games across the board where, before I think it was really just like a couple of scraps here and there that we were getting. And now there's just like, it feels like we're getting back to like where there's really truly something for everyone. where like I think like you said, like it does not have to be like AAA games. Like we're getting some more like the smaller passion projects and things like that, which is great to see. So other shots, I don't know, man. It's just too much. Love to all the games out there.
And would you like to plug your channels and so on and so forth?
No, don't watch our shit. It's terrible. I do Company Boys with a Z with Paul Hadouken and DJ Axis. So if you want to come see what we do, we play cooperative games every Saturday, Sunday, and sometimes Tuesday. So I don't know what we're doing tomorrow, but I think it'll be just me and Paul. Maybe do some Split Fiction or something. I don't know.
Ooh, Split Fiction was my game of the year. That game's awesome. You should definitely do that. You guys would love it.
We were gonna do it, but then Paul forgot to download it. So
good old Paul.
Fucking stoner.
And the link to that channel is in the description of this video. So go to them, subscribe if you haven't already, and give them a shout out. Go watch them. Always fun content when you watch three friends try to figure out what the hell they're doing in the chaotic co-op games. Thank you there, Bliss. I do appreciate you. Absolutely. And then, last but not least, Mr. Metal Shred Freak, Fernando, why don't you tell us your final thoughts about everything, and then give yourself some plugs.
Well, my thoughts about it is that I'm probably the most normie gamer here. So like I don't follow with like all the industry status, and I don't know about like the devs and all that. So to me, just seeing like any game that I'm interested in come out, it's like a million other janky games can come out, and I'm not worried about it because it's just like this handful of good games are either I'll get to play them or they're gonna be on my backlog, and I just have just infinity games to choose from that I'm gonna enjoy. So so like coming 2026 here, it seems like, oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be like a big like dump truck just lifting up its backside to just dump up a whole bunch more stuff that I'll makes me wish I had the time. I need my rap career to take off so that I can just like quit my 9 to 5 and just play all these games. Because there's definitely, other than the stuff that I said I was excited for, like there are definitely some of the ones that you guys mentioned, especially that Clockwork Revolution one that really got my attention. And like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna wanna like, because like lately I've been trying to play things also that are a little more out of what I normally stick to.
Comfort zone.
Yeah, get out of my comfort zone, just like learn just different types of games. You know, I've been playing more. I've been playing more Dark Souls with our buddy JM. I've been playing more Fortnite. I've been playing more just things that I'm not like I usually don't play. And that's why, like I said at the beginning of the episode with the honorable mentions, it's like, yeah, I don't play Grand Theft Auto, but GTA 6 coming out, I know like what you were saying is like the AAAs and stuff. Like, yeah, but you know that might be my time to jump in and just kind of try it out. You know, like every time I watch people play it, it looks like a lot of fun. I just never got into it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And you want to plug where you they can find you?
You can find me mainly on Twitch. You can find me it's Metal Shred Freak on there. I think you can type in Shred Freak Games and it'll come up. I'm not exactly sure, but the channel that I have on YouTube is really just shorts and clips. So like it should redirect you to over to Twitch. That's where. And then one of the things too is like I also stream to Odyssey, like when I like at the same time. So go to Odyssey to avoid ads because the Twitch ads are very obnoxious, and like Twitch wants you to pay money in order to avoid ads. So you could do that, or you could just go to Odyssey and not worry about ads.
Right on, right on. Link to his Twitch channel is in the description of this video. So go follow him there if you haven't. Really would appreciate it. Watch him grow. He is definitely one of my best friends in real life, but also one of my favorite autistic people to just watch him cope, seethe, and dilate as he constantly loses at the most basic of fights in some games.
I like trains.
Minor inconvenience, and he loses his shit.
Yeah, dude, these games are just fucking hitboxes. Fuck this shit.
In a past life, he was a white woman. That's what we're all learning today.
Specifically a Karen.
As for me, tomorrow we will be back at noon with what I like to call a channel update video, more of a live stream talking about my future for 2026, what I've planned, and also just talking about some gaming stories, kind of having fun. We got a new interview with the Dave the Diver devs that I want to cover. We have an interview with the Final Fantasy VII Remake lead designer on the Xbox channel we're going to cover. So we're going to close out, and we're going to just sit there and have a little bit of fun, just talking. It's more casual. People want to come on too and just shoot the shit. That's also welcome. Also, my Chicago Bears just beat the Packers, so hell yeah, I'm even in a better mood as well. This has been a hell of a good day. So I just want to say thank you, everyone, for supporting. We have other videos out there as well, from unboxings, past shows. So anyone who wants to go watch those, if you're new here, please do so. And also leave a like on this video, too. We've been getting a lot of good engagement and traction. The channel actually surprisingly has been growing a little bit recently. Not huge growth, but I would say moderate. And I do appreciate that. We're trying to get monetized, and every little view, every person that shows up and watch, they help. And yeah, it's all because of you guys that I kind of continue to do this, and I keep having fun. And tonight was no different. And yeah, this tomorrow will be the last live stream on this channel for the rest of the year. We're going to take the 2 weeks off for the holidays, but don't worry, everyone. We are going to be posting content still. We got videos recorded, edited, and uploaded right now that will go live on the respective days. More Steelbook collection videos, more unboxing videos, and maybe another episode of pre-recorded Legacy Loading. We will see if that happens, but that's all I got to say for that. Gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate all of you guys. And I'll say this right now, since I probably won't see a lot of you or talk to you probably in between. Have a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, too. And,
yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yes. And with that being said, everyone, have yourself a good night. Go enjoy the rest of your weekend. And go Bears. Let's go. Let's go. Bear down, motherfuckers. Have a good night, everyone.
Get in there, Bear.
Have a good one.